Just when I say the thing I say, I just need y'all to be like, yeah, like cheer out, yeah. That's it.
Oh yeah, we can do that.
Thanks.
we can do that real good. Hey everybody, no bonus content this week, so we're gonna roll right into this podcast that we're about to start. I did not get news beforehand, so we'll probably have to do that during the break.
Yeah, we'll fill it in. Lots of good stuff for me,
Okay.
at least.
Yeah, there's some stuff. I had a weird week. All right, like no Gamescom news. I didn't watch anything. I'm a mess. I see like some things, but not all the important things, I guess.
I will need to talk to you about some stuff.
Sure.
I've had plans, but like
yeah, it's right. I saw you tweeting about it.
yeah. So I
All
told like a couple of people like Quentin and Danny and Cam, but like yeah, I would like your input as well.
Absolutely. Input, eh?
Hey!
Hey!
Those are fun.
There you go. Let's start. It is Saturday, August 26th, 2017, and you are listening to the Irrational Passions podcast. I'm your host, Alex O'Neill, and joining me on this podcast journey this week is Scott Guthier.
Hello.
Tony Horvath.
Sup?
Brian Nobishin Jackson.
Let's play some basketball.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Thank you.
I don't get it.
Absolutely.
Space Jam.
It's Space Jam, yeah. Joining us also this week is friend, confidant, and lovely, lovely human, Logan Wilkinson.
Hey guys.
Hi.
I've missed you all so much.
I've missed you too, Logan.
I know.
When was
I
the
missed you.
last time-
I haven't. I was last on.
Yeah.
Was
I didn't mean to cut you off.
right after E3, right? Right at the like post-show reaction stuff.
Okay. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
That does sound right.
Mm-hmm.
We had George on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It seemed good. Nobishin was like, "Can we have Logan on?" like
Oh,
just
yeah.
this afternoon.
Me and Nobishin are gonna have a talk. Yeah, this episode for sure.
Oh yeah, like we got some things to talk about.
We got some things to say here for sure, boys.
I've been sending screenshots of the text messages Logan's been sending me about this review he's been working on, just to Nobishin without context. They're like, this might have been the greatest decision we've ever made.
It was a good one, for sure.
Logan, welcome back to the show. For folks who don't know, you're out there. I mean, we've been talking about it every week, but you know, this could be anybody's first episode of Irrational Passions podcast.
Sure.
What you've started a new project on IrrationalPassions.com with a couple of good boys.
Yes.
You want to tell me about it?
Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I think we're 5 episodes in now, of Input, which is a video game news show, I guess you could call it. But I think it's a more like focused on kind of the discussions and discourse. And I always describe it as like a journalistic video game news show, whatever that possibly could mean, with George Cruz and Jared Green. Also have IP. And then I also describe it as like the video game podcast I've always wanted to do.
Yeah.
Where it is, more like, I don't know, like just less hot takey is what George always describes it as. And I kind of like that. It's more of, like long form discussions. Usually when they talk about like 2 or 3 things a podcast, one episode is literally just one topic for the entire show. The last episode I was on, which was last week, so I couldn't be on this week's episode. We spent like 30 minutes talking about Charlottesville and then leading into like Gamergate discussions and like the ramifications of that in Discord. And I really, really love that. It's like, it's what I want to be doing, right? Kind of helping to, in some small way, like elevate the discussion of video games.
I love everything I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm really, really proud of that. Really proud of that. And so that's what I'm doing now is Input. And then I also obviously write and do stuff for Irrational Passions as well.
Yeah. No, you guys there's been a great response to Input, I feel. I don't know what it's been like for you guys, like on the end of like the listener feedback and response to it. But everyone that I've talked to, most of them have been friends, have said nothing but good things to say about Input.
Yeah.
So
I'm very happy with how it's been received. So
yeah, you guys are killing it. You are now the first Input host on Post Input's announcement release.
Hey, there we go. I'm honored by that.
Yeah, George was on just before it went live.
Yeah.
So, you guys are killing it. And you were not on the most recent episode, but it was
Yes.
all about the SNES Classic. Actually, Logan was not on the episode because he was flying to Nintendo HQ to pre-order the Super Nintendo.
Now, here's the funny thing about that. I got an SNES pre-order last night, and so like yesterday, or whatever. And so I'm pretty happy with Nintendo right now. You know, I was going to talk a whole bunch of. I was going to talk so much shit about them in that episode too. Like Jared and George kept mentioning, like Logan definitely doesn't agree with us on this, and I'm like, I don't. But now that I have it in pre-order, it's like, hey, fuck, Nintendo's awesome, guys. I guess it's all okay.
Because like
I'm the problem.
I'm a terrible nightmare mouse, and I'm up at 4 a.m. every day.
Yeah.
So I just get a text message from Nobashins with just a hyperlink to BestBuy.com. I'm like, got it,
Yeah.
cool, understood.
Yeah.
And that's between a thread between Nobashin, Danny Juarez, and I, and we all got it. And then we all I didn't say anything. I didn't want to jinx it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know about you, Nobashin, but I didn't tweet out. I was just like, cool.
Yeah, I haven't tweeted anything out. I'm just like, I don't want to. Even saying it on this makes me nervous, honestly. It's
Yeah,
just like,
me
that's
too.
going to all fall down now.
Get an email from Best Buy tomorrow saying like, hey, bad news.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
Honestly, real talk, I did not get it.
Oh, you did not get it?
No,
Oh.
I just pretty much let it know, just put it out there for you and Danny. And,
Okay.
And I retweeted it on Twitter, but yeah, obviously no one's awake at that time. I was waiting for the Amazon one because I just didn't want to put money down before something actually happens or something. So then the Amazon one was like 2 hours later, and I was asleep, so I just missed that one. So oh well.
Yeah.
I've always been in the mindset of like I had zero tolerance for Nintendo as far as like I know I want their stuff, and I know I will get their stuff, but like I'm not in the mindset like of like being feverish about it. Like if I get it, I get it. If I don't, I don't. So.
Yeah. That's kind of where I'm at as well.
I'm basically the opposite of that. So, it was like even Nobashin being like, I sent you guys a link, but I didn't go for it. It's like I was technically like I'm supposed to be sending out these links to everybody else in my friend group, but like I got it on my phone and I'm like, I can't text you because I have to get it for myself.
Well,
like I didn't even tell it. It was
The thing was,
bad news.
Danny sent a message saying, "Yeah, I was about to send that. I was just getting one for myself first."
Yeah, exactly.
So it was a thing of
It was
the rules
it
to
was a
apply.
fiasco. Because I got mine on Walmart too, and so I had I forgot my Walmart password, so I had to frantically make a new Walmart password as I was trying to log in to buy it. And so just I got so much gray hair, I'm sure, from that 5-minute horror show yesterday.
So Irrational Passions podcast about video games. Scott's back this week. Feeling better.
Feeling better.
So he says. I hope so, Scott. Do you know what you had? You're sick with something?
We had a hunch.
Okay. Flu adjacent. That's what it seemed like to me from over here.
No,
I didn't want to out you, Scott, so I just
Not-
said that you were sick.
not exactly.
Okay.
It was something close to urinary tract infection.
Okay. Yeah.
So it was. I could be on the podcast,
but it would be.
but
very
I'd be up
uncomfortable.
every 15 minutes
Yeah. Ugh.
because they have to drink a ton of water.
I
Pee it out.
Yeah. I know that pain. Not fun. Well, I'm glad you're feeling better. We have a good show lined up for you. I don't actually, our dock is empty right now because I was not
Yeah, I noticed that.
smart enough to plan ahead or tweet
We're just
out
gonna
that
free ball it today.
we want questions or
I always freeball Tony.
yeah. Logan doesn't understand the idea of not going commando.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you even talking about?
So I don't know. It could be a great show. We're gonna wing it. It's my roommate's birthday, so that's why.
Oh, happy birthday.
Ethan.
Happy birthday, Ethan. That's why I was like, hey, can we just skip bonus content? Maybe get out a little early. We'll see.
But don't you
We'll
want
see
to
what
talk about the Death Note movie?
Yeah, I always want to talk about the Death Note movie.
My roommate
like-
watched it.
It's I have not watched it. I was just curious what Ryuk looked like.
He looks great. He looks so
great.
good.
He looks great.
That's the only good thing about that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. And it's like, okay, sure. Yeah. But like, you know, I feel like you and I had our expectations in the right place. Like,
Yeah.
this is like an American version of this thing.
Like I would absolutely say go see it, just to have your take on it. Like see like it's one of those we deserve better type of things, but like it's okay for what it is, but like it's still one of those like, oh, you fucked up in so many ways. So you know.
Yeah, it's. You know.
I think you should see it because the main character is one of the brothers from the Nickelodeon TV show, The Naked Brother Band.
Yes.
So there's a deep cut for you.
I learned that this week as well.
Because I was a big fan of Naked Brothers Band. Good show.
You know, take it or leave it.
You gonna talk some shit here?
It was no Big Time Rush.
It was way better than Big Time Rush. Get
These
the
are some
fuck out of
deep
here.
cuts, dude. I love Big Time Rush. Let's fuck with some like late era Nickelodeon television shows.
The only thing good about Big Time Rush is that I'm pretty sure one of the characters' names was Logan, which I respected.
It was correct, which you just respected from a distance.
Yeah, exactly. Same with like Zoe 101. They had a Logan.
There's no real housekeeping here, but I think like the one thing that will be up by the time this podcast is out in audio form is relevant to what I want to transition right into what we've been playing with. Logan Wilkinson's Yakuza Kiwami review.
Oh my god, yeah.
It's
a doozy.
I gotta know, man. How are you feeling?
Have you had a chance to look at the review yet? It's something else, man.
You texted me like it's 2,000. I just wrote a 2,000 word review and sent it to you. Have fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So like I've been holding off just because it's like I gotta know I have enough time to like go through 2,000 words. Be ready for that.
Man, it's so like I had no sort of expectations almost to like jump into this game.
Yeah. It seemed
I
like
wanted
that
to play,
you would like the knowing Yakuza.
I wanted to play Yakuza 0. I wanted to do that earlier in the year. Nobishin keeps telling me to play. I want to. And then Yakuza has been a series for, I guess, a decade now that I've always wanted to play but never have, right? Like, I love like crime games and like crime stories, whether they be in movies or TV shows or anything. Like, I love that kind of mode of storytelling. So like, all right, sure. And then I was like, it's Japanese. Okay, sure. Let's deal with that too. Let's go there, boys.
It was after I sent you the code and you sent us like the DM in our like, group DM thread of like, wait, is this game in all Japanese?
Yeah, I didn't quite know that.
Yeah.
The game is very, 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 very Japanese. That much is for sure. But like, it's fantastic. Like I told George after recording, I guess, last week's input episode, I was like, yeah, I'm all about this. Like it's because like I don't play a lot of Japanese style games, like not kind of like Mario kind of games, obviously, but like actual like very Japanese games like this. And so I've done Yakuza now, Persona 5, which is, I'm jumping right to the extremes here.
Mm-hmm.
And like Yakuza, man, it's definitely very PS2. Like it still has those like roots for sure. Like it is a PS2 basically just like remaster. And you see that in some circumstances, like the way that they lay out missions is kind of weird, and the way that they like pay stuff is kind of weird, and the fact that like people who are killed off in the game will like text you to go to bars, which is like a very weird and jarring like PSA against drinking, I guess. I don't know, but so definitely has some quirks and like flaws. But when this game like fires in all cylinders, like when it like all comes together, like the way I opened my review talking about one of the chapters in the game where you basically just enter into a like story building and just fight your way to the very top and then start jumping across roofs and like beating people across like rooftops and stuff. And it's like, this is fucking everything I've ever wanted from a video game, and I didn't even know I wanted it, kind of thing. It's like, it's like The Raid meets like The Matrix meets John Wick all in like one giant amazing thing. And it's like it's so fluid, and like the way that like one fight bleeds to the other one, like going up that building is incredible, and like such an amazing, like it is my favorite like game moment of the entire year without even thinking about it, is that like going up that building. Like it's amazing how like perfect that all works. Yeah. And then like the story is legitimately way better than it should be. Like it's way better than it should like dare to be. Like it is like oddly Shakespearean and oddly like classic mythology as like at moments, and it's like super super like dramatic and emotional and intense, and like I told Nobish and I think on Twitter that it's like the way that the story goes and the way that like unfolds and then ultimately ends is so good and so like definitive that it like in a weird way it makes me not want to play the rest of the Yakuza series. And like it's so definitive and that ending is so good and so powerful that it's like I don't want to do anything else in that series. Like that's how it should end. We should walk away from it's like amazing, it's perfect, and then just bounce kind of thing. It's like,
God, I wish you played
so
Zero
good
before you played that though. Like,
I know that's right. I keep getting told.
That's like, how vindicated do you feel right now, Robin? I'm just curious.
Oh, you know, this is one of those things where it's like, it's just like with Danny when he finally played U999, and it's like I'm not fucking crazy. Like these things are like legit good, and not like in a like a weeb kind of way or like some some like obsession with Japan type of way. It's like they're like legitimately good, and just like if you just give them a shot and like try to soak in that culture and that experience and like be in that world, like it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing too, like the actual world of Yakuza 2 is so like the map is very small. It's definitely one of the like flaws. I would say if the game, like the map is really small, like even by like PS2 game standards, it's a very small like kind of area you're going through.
Mm-hmm.
But it also almost works in this way because it makes it so easy just to get from like point to point to point across the city and like go to different like clubs and like batting cages and like bowling alleys and weird like miniature race car tracks, which are amazing for no reason. But and then it's like going to like the different like convenience stores looking for dog food, which is actually not fun, and they shouldn't have made that a mission, but they did. But regardless, like even that was something else, and that city feels so alive, especially for like a game that is technically 10 years old, whatever. Like it's such a thriving. There's always people, and you can talk to so many of the different people there, and you can go into so many of the buildings there. Like it's such a like there are games. I feel like there are open world games now that don't feel as alive and like as rich and as like culturally like real as Yakuza do from a game 10 years ago. Like it really is something else. That city and that like the scene that they've kind of built up and like the world they've like literally created and have made it so like powerful.
That's a lot of high praise. I'm gonna take a quick aside here, Logan. On your Hangout settings, do you think you can go and switch your mic to your nice shiny new mic? Because I think it's set to your old one or to your headset mic.
I can figure that out. Sure.
Somebody kill that dog.
Yeah.
Dogs are going crazy.
Can't do much about that.
Do you know where to do that in the Hangout
I
settings?
think I did it.
Yeah, you did it. You're good.
Okay.
I'm trying to get that new good audio.
Yeah, get that good audio.
Because you got
Yeah,
that mic
but
and everything for your.
I do have that nice mic.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, like I tweeted it to Nobish. I think it is one of my Game of the Year contenders. Like legit, one of my contenders for Game of the Year. Like it's really, really good. Like I thought I would come into this game, play it, and be like, it's good. I enjoyed it. It's cool. Whatever. Like it's a crime game kind of thing, and it's like. I thought it was going to be basically Japanese GTA, and it's nothing like Japanese GTA. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, it's very, very different. Like, I was stunned by how like not GTA this game is. Like, it is in no way a GTA game.
Yeah, that's the biggest misconception that everyone has with
Yakuza.
They just think it's just like open world, and it's not even like anything close to that. It's a sandbox, somewhat, but like you know, like. I remember like the first time I played Yakuza 3. Like for instance, like back in PS3. Like I played Yakuza 1 back on PlayStation 2 a long time ago too. But like playing Yakuza 3 for the first time, and like there's a function in that game where you just you walk through the city. And like when you bump into people, like you actually like feel the vibration on the controller. So it's like you just like you do a shoulder bump and stuff like that. You knock people down, stuff like that. You just like it's so good. Like that little attention to detail, stuff like that. Is just like why I'm just so into it.
Yeah, well, and I think it goes further than that too. To even like the way that like in this one, like the different fighting styles that you have, like you can use, and like the way that you kind of evolve those and like really lean into certain ones in certain sections of the game, and like actually like each one feels important and like they have their moments, and it's not just like you can rely on one the entire way through. Like you actually need to like invest and learn each different style and like where they like work best at and where they aren't going to be good for. Like the game is really, really smart, I think, in the way that it handles its gameplay, which is important in this game because this game is in a lot of ways like a fighting game. Like all you do basically is fight, like, and so much is like the gameplay. And so like it has to feel right and has to feel like fluid, and it does in so many different ways. Like honestly, the only real quirk I have about like the fighting is the fact that what I think the game wants to be the most important fighting style, which is like the dragon style, is the one that I thought was the weakest and that never really clicked with me the most.
So I'm curious, like my big question, I think the biggest question for Kiwami is like, do you think this is a good place to just jump in feet first?
I mean, I do. I mean, I have no context for this series, and I think it being like the first game that they'd made, I think makes it a really, really good place for somebody like me who had no sort of concept at all of what Yakuza was to jump in and to get a grasp on these characters, to get a grasp on who like everybody that I feel like going forward, if they're not in the next few games, their like impact and their legacy will still carry over, right? And like I think you get, no matter what, you're going to get a really, really, really awesome and great story that is like evocative of like classically told stories in the past. Like I can't say enough the fact that like this story is Shakespearean and it's like tragic nature. Like it is a classic Shakespearean tragedy in every sense of that word. And like the way that all of the characters interact and like Nishikiyama and like I don't think in the original Yakuza, and Nabish, you can correct me here, but did they have Nishiki's like the flashback? Because in this game they have like flashbacks like showing kind of him becoming eventually like a bad guy kind of thing.
They did not.
And is that in the? Okay, see, that makes this game so much better. Like it adds so much like humanity and like insight into kind of what turns like your. This isn't a spoiler. It happens in the first like 5 minutes of the game. But what happens, like, and it turns your best friend into, like, the ultimate bad guy in the game. And, like, they intersperse them throughout the entire game, like, add in more and more, like, moments showing how he, like, pretty much fell and, like, what led to his downfall into, like, a bad guy. And it's super, super, like, they were some of my favorite story beats of the entire game because it is just, like, it's basically the Batman's, like, very bad day principle stretched out into like multiple bad days and multiple bad like events happen and like nothing ever goes his way for like years, and eventually he like finally just snaps. And like when he does, you're not even mad, you're not even like disappointed. It's like I get that, like that makes like what he's doing made so much sense to me, and like we're so relatable. And I was like, yeah, I'm like I maybe wouldn't have gone that route, but I don't fault him at all. And like it adds so much empathy to this character who I feel like otherwise would have just been a generic he betrayed his friend villain.
Cause like the thing about with Yakuza 0 is like you have the Kiryu in the Majima side, and like the Kiryu's like very decent and very good, like it's fucking stellar. It's not as good as Majima. Majima is like a person who's been through the entire series, but we haven't really got his origin story, so we got that, and that was brilliant. That was fucking awesome. But like with Kiryu's side, it's like it's a lot of like him. It's a lot of him and Nishiki, like them being their Kyodai, their brothers, and just like going through this experience of him like having been dismissed from the dojo clan, and like you can see like how much it like tears Nishiki apart to like pretty much like being like to not have his brother there with him, and it's like it's so like touching and heartbreaking, and it's like it's even more so because I know in the future, like in Yakuza 1, is like that he betrays you and like all that other stuff. So it's like, man, it's like that's what I said. Like 0 is just so good. It's
I think the way that like they layer that out throughout Yakuza like 1 here in this case, like the way that it's layered out in those earlier chapters, like his eventual portrayal, like the game never really hides the fact that he's gonna be the bad guy, but the way that they almost still managed to like subvert what my expectations of like that ultimate kind of turn would be, right? Like even towards the later chapters, I was still like, I'm still not even quite sure if he is going to be the bad guy, because he's doing so many different weird things, and like his reasonings, like the flashbacks that they're showing, make me like, I don't know. It's like Nishiki and Kiru's like dynamic relationship is super fascinating to me, because it is like, I feel like it's a like older brother, younger brother dynamic, and like a prodigal son thing, and like Kiru just gets so much of the, he's definitely like the golden child kind of thing. And Nishiki, I think at first doesn't resent that, and then whenever Kiru goes away for 10 years, which happens early in the game, and Nishiki has to be all by himself, these flashbacks I think really start to like peel back the layers on like the resentment he might feel for that, because everybody keeps expecting him to be Kiru, and then when he never delivers on that, they just go, well, he would have done this perfectly. Like, he would have nailed this. He would have done this, and then the way that the flashbacks like show like how at first he's like, I'll try to be better. I'll try to be like Kiru. I'll try to live up to that legacy of him, and then eventually it starts turning like him more and more bitter about it, and being like, well, I'm not that person. Like, judge me on my own character, judge me on my own like accomplishments or mistakes, and it's like they never do. Like, everybody from every top level in like the Tojo clan organization like just continues to compare him to Kiru, and like eventually just like starts to like meld his mind almost to something different, and like deforms kind of his thing, and then like the personal tragedies that he goes through in these flashbacks too, like over time he just starts losing more and more people close, and like, and just I really cannot give enough praise to their handling of what so easily could have been just he's a crazy bad guy, it's whatever, like a GTA game would have done, or like I feel like a lot of video games just have generic like he's bad, he's evil because he's evil kind of thing, and in Yakuza that is not the case at all. Like, this Nishikiyama is a classic like tragic villain. Like, he is somebody who he's somebody who if this had been a play that Shakespeare had written, would have been the main character, the entire focus would have been on him, and it would have been like Hamlet, and it would have been like him getting up to the ranks, getting to like the very top almost, and then falling down because of his own personal faults. Like, he's such a like harkens back to such classic tragic figures that it's like fascinating to watch him kind of evolve into who he ultimately does, because even at the end he's not a like purely bad guy, and it's more complicated than that, and like there's so many layers to him, and there's so many layers to Kiru, and Kiru's like relationships to like Kazuma and like Haruka and like Data-san and like all these different characters. Like, there's so many different layers, and like you never quite have a handle on anybody. And like I have to heap particular praise on Kiru and Heroku's like that relationship, like him and like this father-daughter thing, which is honestly to me is very reminiscent of Joel and Ellie from The Last of Us, and I can heap no bigger praise on a game than that, because that's again my favorite game of all time. And so like but it is very reminiscent of that, and it is very like it is incredibly emotional, this kind of surrogate father-daughter story, and like the way that evolves, and like the heartbreak that each one of those characters experiences like again and again and again. Like the big themes of the game to me, as like crazy and as like over the top and like full of absurd antics and like silly moments as it is like, this is a game about loss, and this is a game about grief, and this is a game about like tragedy, and if you can overcome it or not, or if you're just gonna let it like drown you, and it is a game that is way more serious than I expected, and way more like melancholy than I expected at times. Like, even its ending like final scene is like simultaneously like heartwarming, and also just kind of like, damn, that's a downer way to end this almost. Like, it handles so many different like emotional like balls and like emotional themes so like well and so deftly that like I was continuously impressed by that, continually wowed by that, right? Like, this, I said it to begin with, and I guess I'll say it to end with, like, this game and this story in particular is way better than it has any right to be. Like, it shouldn't be this good. Like, it should just be GTA Japan kind of thing, and it's not. And I love it for that, and I love the story for that, and I love these characters for that. And it is, I stated before you, wowed by what I just played, honestly.
Yeah, man, that's some bone-chilling stuff right there. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'm so pumped.
yeah, like, I'm like way in, like, I'm just sitting here listening, I'm like, fuck, because like the idea of it, it's just like, because I think the GTA comparison,
Yeah,
is good, because and this is my problem with Grand Theft Auto is it gets credit for being something like the most nuanced satire and storytelling, like good storytelling in Western games. And like I know it's not like obviously like The Last of Us is a thing that's out there that I think is way better, far better.
I agree. I mean, obviously, but
especially on like a narrative design level. But like, you know, there's also stuff like Witcher, which is like more about like elongated, nuanced conversation and things like that. But like to hear that like Yakuza is in its own way, like kind of like the epitome of like traditional Japanese dramatic storytelling in video game form, just like I've never really had a perspective like that for that game, and that makes me really want to play it.
I failed you, Alex.
yeah.
It's okay. It's hard, like, for you, too, because you've played the series for so long.
Yeah.
So, like, you don't have, like, that fresh perspective. Like, you know it's good, and you've known it's good for so long, so that, like, bringing that to someone else is more difficult. But, like, you know, I just slapped Logan with a review for, like, the first game in the series, and it's like, this is it. And it's also cool to hear that, like, there is stuff in Kiwami for people that played the original, like Nabishin. That is like going to enrich that and enhance that experience.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to watch these like flashback scenes, Nabish, and like they're really, really well done. Like they add so much, I feel like, to the story and to the characters.
Yeah, I'm like kind of sold on Kiwami right now.
Yeah.
So like, I know you're at like where you're at with having it finished it, but like from like a general interest level, like we just have Yakuza Kiwami 2 announced or like leaked and then announced this week as well. Like, are you interested in visiting that and maybe Zero? Another date, Logan.
I for sure want to at least play Yakuza 0 because I think I'm almost way more interested in going backwards and seeing how they got to where they were, because this game spends most of its time in like the mid 2000s. Like it starts in like 95, but it jumps forward very quickly. I'm like, I want to see that time period more, like that kind of where everything was a bit more harmonious and a bit kind of working better. Like I'm very curious to see how, like what that was like and what it was like when things were going good, kind of. And so Yakuza 0 I'm definitely interested in. Kiwami 2, I mean, I'll probably end up definitely playing that too because I can't not, but I have reservations for sure about going forward because like the game does end, I feel like, so beautifully and so definitively that I'm like, I'm very concerned about what. Because like my big fear for the future of Yakuza, and I guess Nabishin can add some insight here, is that like I don't want it to become too absurdist, and I don't want it to become too like over the top, and I don't want it to kind of lose that like emotional heart and like seriousness that it carries in this first game. And so that would be my concern there.
I can say like with extreme confidence that like that's what those games are as far as like. They hit you in your emotions like so hard. Like it's a melodrama fucking series, and it just pumps you with that like in every entry. Like they're so good. They're so good. Man.
It's very operatic almost in a way. Like it's very like these kind of soaring dramatic beats, and then you kind of cool down. And it's very like almost classically operatic, which I didn't expect. The game's oh my god, it's so good. Like I just.
So like, this is great. Like I'm just like giddy because like Nabishin's giddy because Logan's giddy. Like that's where I'm at right now.
Man, like also shout out to Majima. Like he's the fucking homie. Like he's like this crazy like fucking psycho guy that just like challenges you to fights every like 5 minutes, and it's the fucking best. Like he'll like dress up in like as like a cop or like as a like mailman, or like literally at one point in time he drove a like giant truck into a building to fight you. Like and just like. All right, here we go. And it's like, that's where it's like the fun Japanese side it really shines. I mean, like it helps to kind of break these like very serious dramatic moments that happen in the story. And it's like it's always so cool. Like, I mean, like every now and again it'll get like a bit weird because like you'll see like Majima get stabbed in a story beat, and like 5 minutes later he's challenging you to a fight just as a cop, and it's like, all right, I guess you're okay now. We're gonna pretend that didn't happen, but it's really cool.
That's great. That's awesome, especially like, you know, again, like Kiwami is going out. It's $30. It's like super cheap.
Is it really $30?
Yeah, it's $30.
I didn't even know that. I thought it was 60.
Yeah. $30. It comes. It's cool because like so the embargo is up this last Monday and a game comes out next Tuesday, or the day this episode goes out. So it's like the only time like we can actually do our podcast as normally scheduled and be able to talk about a game like this, and be able to kind of inform a decision like that. But
You
yeah,
should definitely buy it then if that's good. If it's only $30, there's absolutely no reason that if you're even a tiny bit curious about playing a fantastically, like, from a game design and gameplay level game, and then one of the best stories we played this year, like, honestly, I came on this podcast expecting me to be a bit more reserved, and then, like, all of the good stuff just like way out like numbers the bad stuff and the weird quirky stuff, because the bad stuff isn't even bad. It's just like that's I guess
different.
the only negatives I can have are like the game. I think the story is maybe a tiny bit too long. The fact that like I feel like in the middle it drags a little bit, and like they could have cut some of that fat away, and that there are just missions you do that are completely unnecessary. Like my favorite one that I told to Jared and George for input was that like is a mission early on, very early on, where you like buy a ring for somebody, and then like it basically gets pickpocketed, so you have to like go find it, and then the guy's like, I sold it to a pawn shop, and I'm like, okay, cool, I'll go to the pawn shop, get the ring back, and then bounce. And you walk into the pawn shop, and the dude at the counter is like, it'll be 120,000 yen, and I'm like, I don't know how much money that is, but it sounds like a lot, and it's like $2,000. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. But like, and he's like, it's that much money, and it's like, and then you as the character are like, that's my ring. I'm not gonna buy it. It's my ring. And he goes, I don't believe you. And it's like, that's fair. And he goes, but there is an inscription on the inside, so you know it's my ring. And he goes, fuck you. I'm not gonna look at that. It's gonna be 120,000 yen. And I'm like, all right. And then in my mind, it's like, give me the ring. I'm gonna bash your head. And instead, your character goes, I'll go get the money for you then. And like, and you're like, walk outside, literally go like 5 feet, bump into a friend of yours and go, hey, can I have 120,000 yen? And he goes, definitely. Gives you the money. And you go walk back into the pawn shop and go, here's your money. And the guy goes, tricked you. It's 150,000 yen now. At which point I go, oh, your guy's going to be like, again, fuck you. It's already my ring. Give it to me. And instead you go, well, that makes sense. And you go leave again, walk 5 feet a different direction, bump into the same guy again and go, hey, can I have 30,000 more yen? And the guy's like, definitely, man, for sure. Gives you the money. At which point you walk back into the pawn shop again, and the guy goes, and like you look down and go, oh shit, the ring is gone. And in my mind, it's like, oh, somebody bought it. You have to go chase him down, beat him up, and get the ring. And it said, you go, oh my God, the ring is gone. Did you sell it to somebody? And he goes, no, I checked the ring, the inscription, it's yours. Here you go. You don't have to pay me anything. And I'm like, what the fuck did I just do any of this then? What was the point of this? Like,
But you got 150,000 yen, so it's okay.
Yeah, like, it's for like, no, but you don't get to keep that money, though, Tony. You like give it back to the guy. And it's like,
Nah,
it's
dude, you
nothing.
keep the money.
It's just like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. And like, there's another one where it's like that I texted like you and Jared and George about like trying to like find dog food for this dog in a convenience store, and literally I ran. It did. It took me, no joke, like 35 minutes to find this dog food, because I went to every convenience store and I couldn't find it. And so I started like doubling back. I'm like, I don't know, man. I think it might not be here. Like, I don't get it. And then like I was like, oh wait, maybe it won't say dog food. Like maybe dogs just eat, like it'll be okay to give like regular food. So I started buying it like regular. I was buying like ramen and like shrimp, and I was like, do I buy squid? I'm like, no, dogs wouldn't eat squid. That's stupid, Logan. I'll buy ramen and like shrimp and chicken. And I go over to the dog and I'm like, here's your food. And he goes, I don't want that. Which is A, not realistic. A dog would eat that. But B is like, all right, cool. And so like I'm start like running around being like, maybe that's like, would it be in like the bar? They have like a dog. Maybe it's like trying to trick me. So like I go to the bar and it's like, no, there's no dog food there. There's just a bunch of drinks. And so I just drink a little bit for a while to calm down. And I'm like, where is the dog food at? And then like George finally like sent me like this like grainy like FAQ thing from like the original Yakuza 1 piece. So you can be like, here's the exact location it's at, except for the name is different in this game, which is like, that's disappointing. So now I had to go like find which one that like 4 different convenience stores all share the same name. And it's like, all right, I eventually found the dog food and run over and it's like, here's your food. Your ungrateful dog that wouldn't eat my chicken from earlier, but there you go. So there are weird stuff like that in the game, but
I theorized that Logan would be like researching Japanese dog food brands by the end of it.
I
like,
was
seeing if
so
you could recognize like
close.
a logo in a
Yeah.
store.
if George hadn't messaged me, like I was literally getting ready to grab my phone and Google like Japanese dog food brands to try to like decipher what was going on here, and it's like, oh my gosh.
Yakuza Kiwami sounds great.
Yeah, everybody
out-
should play it. I recommend it.
Out on Tuesday, out today. If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, $30.
Go read the review. That's probably up.
Yep, it'll be up. I'll make sure. Don't worry. I'm not that irresponsible. Which is cool. This is our first review provided from Sega. So thank you, Logan.
It's very exciting.
I'm glad that you
You're
liked
welcome.
it a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm
It
like,
sounds like a quality piece of software.
it does. I'm curious, Nabishin,
Yes.
to me, because now I'm all in. Like, because I wanted to play Yakuza 0. Would you recommend playing 0 than Kiwami
Yes,
or
I would.
Kiwami?
Because it's one of those payoff type of things.
Okay.
The one thing I would say is that like I think it might be interesting. I mean, I'm obviously not to be the counter option here, but like I think it might be interesting to do what I did in just this case, because I feel like going backwards and like knowing what happens later on, I feel like it might make it a bit more like kind of like dramatic and like heartbreaking, like the scene again, like where they began, and then to ultimately get to where it's like I don't unravels. But I mean, Nabishin can obviously speak way more to it than I can.
It's more of like I mean, like if you knew the series, because like obviously 0 came out like way after like after 5 it came out. It's like the new, it's for new people to start it from. It's because like it's stuff like you see Majima through the entire series, and like he's an awesome person that you awesome crazy person, but you never got in his head and like knew like why is he this way, and like that's what brings Yakuza brings 0 brings to that table. And also like we've been with Kiryu through like 5 games already. And so this is just the beginning of him, like just knowing like where he started from, where he gets his like philosophies and where he stands for, as far as like the man that he becomes. Like the thing about Kiryu is like he's like a man of a man. Like he sticks to his guns, and he's always that way. And like in 0, like it's not like he's a punk kid or something like that, but like you can see like he's just like he wavers a lot. He doesn't know like really what he wants to do, and it's like the whole point of Yakuza 0, it's in the title. It's like they're in the Yakuza, but they both get knocked out for various reasons. So like it's about them like somewhat getting back into it, and like also like forming what kind of person they are in future games.
How much of the dynamic is it between Kiryu and like Kazuma in Yakuza 0, Nabishin? Because I love that like father-son dynamic.
Almost none at all. Because in the story in 0, Kazuma's in jail at the time.
That's one of my favorite parts of Yakuza Kiwami, is that like father-son dynamic dad there.
Yeah, it's more about the brothers in this one, and also
Majima
and also
Nishiki.
Majima. Okay. And Majima is like his whole origin. It's like I said, like Majima's story is like 10 out of 10 for me. Like it's so good. It's like this.
Okay, wow.
How that guy just like becomes, because you see him later in those games, and you're like, this guy's like totally unhinged, and like I love him, and I love him in those games just because he was an unhinged guy. He's like, I don't know why you're this quirky, like weird Japanese man, but like I just love,
like psychopath.
I just love seeing you. You're a total joy seeing you every time I throw on the screen. And in this one, he's reserved, he's calm, like, and like.
Oh, okay.
And you know why he's the way he is. It's so good. So good.
There we go. Yakuza's back, baby. It never left Nabishin.
I was gonna say Nabishin might say never left.
It's a big coming out party for Yakuza for Irrational Passions this year, I think. So there's your Yakuza minute. Have you been playing anything else, Logan? I feel bad because I give you this big review, and it's like the week leading up to Uncharted coming out and everything.
It wasn't even that. I bought Sonic Mania that Tuesday,
Uh-huh.
and like I bought it and like I played it and really loved it. Like I tweeted out a little bit. I was like, "This is amazing! I love it." And then like 2 hours later, I get your like text or Twitter thing being like, "Hey, you want to review this giant 50-hour Japanese game?" And I'm like, "I guess, fuck you, Sonic." And so like, I've played a little bit of Sonic every now and again. I think I'm through like zone 9. I think there are 12 total. I really, really, really love the first few zones. I sit and I stand by it that like Act 2 of Zone 2 is like just pure fun. Like it is like one of the most like pure fun gameplay moments I've had in a while. Like it is just it's so well done. Like leading up to that final boss being such an awesome Easter egg thing. I think that most of the bosses in Sonic Mania, especially as the game goes on, are a little frustrating just because I don't think the game makes it super clear what you're supposed to do. And unless you have like, you understand every like Easter egg they're dropping from like these 25-year-old bosses, it's like I was like 1 year old when Sonic 1 came out or whatever. So it's like I have no idea. So that's kind of a little frustrating. I think it's weird in the sense that a game like Sonic to me is all about obviously going fast and like momentum and like that kind of thing. And there's a weird amount of water levels. Like where you're underwater and it completely changes the like physics and flow of the game, and that's been kind of frustrating. Like I don't know, I'd have been okay with like one like zone being water, but there have at this point now been like 3 water zones out of the first 9 I've played, and that's a weird decision. And then like another one is like Sonic being in an airplane, and it's like okay, like some of them are really fun, I guess. Most of them are just kind of like
nostalgic for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah, some of them are like nice, like nostalgic nods, and then most of them are just kind of like, this is just kind of a grind, and I wish I was just playing Sonic again instead of being like this weird slow motion, like slowly jumping over like stuff, and it's like this isn't really what I wanted. But the game's really fun. I mean, it's also my top 10 for game of the year so far this year, probably.
For sure.
It'll probably get knocked out, to be fair, by the crazy back half of the year here, but I really have enjoyed Sonic Mania.
Crazy back half of the year, followed by a crazy front half of the year. Yeah.
It's always just crazy now in games.
Cool. Anything else?
No, I want to play Lost Legacy. I haven't got a chance to yet, but
okay.
Now that I'm done with Yakuza, I'm very excited.
It was definitely a thing of like leading up to Lost Legacy, exactly like Uncharted 4. I'm like, I don't even know if I want to play this. And
you're crazy for Uncharted 4 feeling that way.
Well, like it was just like obviously like when you get into Uncharted and kind of like start peeling back its secrets, you see like, oh, this is not like the other Uncharted games. Or it's like the epitome of that, however you would want to say it. But like then after Lost Legacy's come out and I see like a couple screenshots, and I still haven't really seen anything on it or read too much on it.
I've tried to avoid everything. Yeah.
Yeah, friend of the show, Cassidy Moser, wrote a thing for IGN on it.
Oh yeah.
About how
I saw that
it has 2 female leads and like how this is like really a good thing for games. It does have spoilers in it, so I didn't read that, but
that's why I didn't read it either.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout
I
out
want to.
It
sounded super interesting.
She had told me about like she was working on something like just unabashedly feministy, and I'm like, fuck yes.
Here we go.
And so like it's cool to see it was about Uncharted and everything. So like that and seeing that, and I'm like, oh shit, I really do want to play this, and it's only $40, so I'll probably pick that up this weekend. But it was just like that inkling didn't hit me until late, kind of like with Uncharted 4. Of course, like Uncharted 4, as soon as I booted it up, I was like all in.
Game of the year, yeah.
Well, it was my number 2.
Well, definitely game of the year for some people.
Yeah. So I'm definitely interested. Nabishin, if we want to just like super segue right here, do you want to tell me about it?
I barely played any of it. I did like pretty much the first area. It's more Uncharted. It's fine. It's fun. Having some not necessarily animation issues, but like it's stuff that I'm noticing. Like at least at the beginning part, like because you're controlling Chloe in the game, like the walk cycle doesn't really look that good in that. And being a person who's like pays attention to like animation a lot, because like it's one of my like I guess the thing I jizz over. I don't know what's the best analogy to say. I don't know what's the best analogy to say.
I maybe wouldn't have picked that one.
that gets you going.
There you go. That's a good one.
Them hot watt cycles.
I fucking love you, Davishin.
You know, I have my moments.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like as far as like it's basically what everyone's been saying. It's more Uncharted. And I just haven't put too much time into it yet. I've been busy with other stuff, but like I'm excited to go back into it. I just got into where like I don't know if it opens up yet, but like I'm in the green. Everything's green now, basically. So
How's it
I'm
look
not
on
in
your
the city
TV?
anymore. Oh, it looks great. That's
Yeah.
phenomenal, my dude.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like one of those games that I'm like, yeah, this probably looks pretty good with PS4 Pro and a 4K TV.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything else you've been playing, Numbers?
Beat Sonic Mania. Fucking love that game.
Cool.
One of my favorites.
Hell yeah.
So good. So good.
They made it for you, Nabishin.
They made a lot of stuff for me apparently this year.
Yeah, dude, it's been like coming off of last year. It's like, yeah, finally, Nabishin gets his moment.
Yeah. Like I said, like, as far as last year, it was like I think I said last year it was like there were good video games that year, but it was like just like, you know, other than like Zero Escape, like there wasn't anything that really like spoke to me that year. Like even Uncharted 4, I love that game, but like you know, like it overstated welcome a little bit too long, but I enjoy that story every minute of it. Like you know, like because like I'm more for the story than I am the set pieces, which most people are for, or some people are for, I should say, for the Uncharted stuff. So like that whole the whole arc with Nathan is like just like getting over his drug addiction that is adventure. It's like really fascinating to me. And it's like anytime him and Elena are on screen, it's just like just like fucking just love every second of it.
Yep.
Even like I said, my favorite scene in that game is like when she like confronts him about it, and like she just fucking tells him off, and he's like, it's me, like, and when he says it's me, he's kind of realizing, like, yeah, it is me, and he sees that he's fucking up. So like yeah, I love it.
I didn't bring it up when we talked about it a while ago, but like my mom, when she played through that game by herself, Uncharted 4, she particularly really liked all the dynamics between Nathan and Elena. Because like we had played, you know, 1, 2, and 3 together, and she was invested in that relationship a lot. So
yeah,
it was cool to see like just her perspective on it as someone who had, like, you know, been through a divorce and something like that. And I know she said like she was just really appreciative of how like nuanced those scenes were.
For sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Other than that, I beat Undertale again. So
did you get the platinum?
Yeah, it is. It's not that hard.
I've heard.
as Trevor would attest to. But yeah, it's not that hard.
Undertale's still good?
It's so good.
Man, that game's awesome.
I need you to sell me on Undertale here in Nabishin.
Oh boy.
that year.
Undertale is a hard thing to sell because you don't want to say too much about it.
Yeah, it's just like just go into it and just experience for yourself. Like it does start off slow, and like it's and to some people, like the start of it is just like criminally just like, oh, this is like so fucking boring, and like it takes a while to get up. But like once you get like the flow of it going, as far as like how you want to play that game, I should say, and like and getting to know these characters, where like it's something like how, because like these characters are like so fantastic in this game that like you just instantly love them if you play it that way, I should say. And like I don't want to say too much. That's the thing. Like it's more about starting it for yourself and just like going through your own experience with it.
How long is the game?
It's not that long, maybe like 8 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if you don't have to play through it another time, you'd get through in like 6 to 8 hours. Yeah.
What would you describe the gameplay as? Like, what are you, I guess, doing?
It's like a normal RPG, but like
It's like Earthbound.
yeah, there's a cool twist on gameplay, like where when enemies attack, you have to like essentially move like an icon for your character around to avoid their attacks in like the game's UI, which is really clever. Like I've never really seen anything like it. Like you are actually physically moving your heart away from the enemy's attacks. And what's cool is the way they like subvert that and change that as the game goes on.
Okay.
I think you would really like it, Logan. It's not too long. it's very like it's quirky, like
It's very unique, I feel.
yeah, it prides itself in being like funny, like weird funny, but it's not weird funny in an assaulting way. It's weird funny in a way that's like cute and kind of warm and comforting, and it's like genuine and heartwarming and honest and earnest in that as well. So like it doesn't come across as a try hard, it comes across as something that like genuinely loves itself and enjoys its time. So like if you go into it like ready to like wanting to have a good time, you will have a good time.
Sure.
And it's just it's like I laughed out loud so many times playing that game. Like it's so funny. It's and then like just like with something like weird comparison, like but going off the sounds of Yakuza is like it's like surprisingly nuanced, and like there are messages there that are like really powerful about loss and about just like what it means to care for other people.
Sure.
And it like once you get past the hurdle of like seeing the surface of what the game is and playing the game and just like trying to beat the game, and then you get into what the game is going for, you'll like not like there will never be a point where you stop being surprised.
Okay. It sounds, I mean, those kind of things pointed me to it sounded kind of like Unfinished Swan, like Giant Sparrow's first game in that way. Obviously not like an RPG, but like that kind of thing. And as somebody who's adores Unfinished Swan, it's all stuff I like to hear.
Yeah, it was a game like Scott was the first of us to play it. He made Tony play it in 2015, and then he like it was one of those things where it's like you guys need to fucking play this, and then we all played it at different points in time, and it was our game of the year for 2015, and it was all on all of our individual lists. Like it impacted all four of us very, very poignantly in different ways, and to different extents, but like it hit all of us hard for sure.
Okay, you've definitely sold me on that.
Yeah, it's that's another thing. It's $20, like 7 hours maybe. Like just give it a shot.
I think it's like 15 or 10.
Yeah, it might be $15 actually. Anything else in option?
There was a price error on Amazon, and Zero Time Dilemma was on sale for like $10, so I just bought that. I just fired it up again just to look at it again. It was just to see how the improvements to the visuals are, and they're fine. Like everything just smoothed out, no more jaggies and stuff like that. So and it's totally doable on that because it's like this is a $9.99, so like it's not something that requires to be done portably. So like so yeah, like I did that. I enjoyed that. I only did the intro again, just because it's just like a coin flip choice, and like I just did the choice where like it immediately ends with just like, oh yeah, I remember that. It goes down a big rabbit hole after that. So like, yeah, I enjoyed that. And then like I guess my biggest thing this week, because like it evolved into other stuff. Was I played the Danganronpa V3 demo, and I say it evolved to other stuff because like I played that demo, which is it's a non-spoiler demo. It's just like it gets you introduced to most of the new characters that you'll see in that game, and like having like Hajime and Makoto there just to like it's like, hey, you're the protagonist, you're gonna do this. So like it's a very aware demo that it's a demo. So like it's just one of those things. It's like, hey, we're just gonna like set you up the tone and what this game is gonna be like. Because like I played it for like maybe like 2 hours or something like that. And that's because like just like talking to all the characters, getting to know them, solving the murder, and like seeing how that all plays out, and like and it's like right before the very, very end of the trial thing where you like figure out who done it. That's where it's just like, oh, the demo, we stop it now. So like and then Mama Kuma just like flips you off, and then he doesn't flip you off, but he laughs at you. But yeah, that had me like super pumped for Danganronpa V3. And like because of that, I was like, oh yeah, shit, I need to like binge watching those animes because like they end stuff for as far as like the whole Peace Academy stuff. So like I literally just got finished watching the Future arc, which was 12 episodes right before I got on this podcast, and like yeah, that's some Danganronpa shit, man. Like fuck. Like yeah, because like
do I need to watch that?
Yeah, you kind of do. Just have some conclusions with stuff. Like, it is after Ultra Despair Girls, which is like nothing that's really like too important. There's like one or two characters that like from there. Well, there's a few characters from there that like that are impactful for that universe. But like even in that arc, they like kind of just like go away for a while. So it's like, oh, okay. They're not too ingrained into that. So it was like if you miss that arc, it's no big deal. But like just finished the Hope arc, which dealt with like everyone from Danganronpa 3. I'm sorry, Danganronpa 1. That was Who Are Alive, and now I'm about to do I just did the Future arc. Now I'm about to do the Hope arc, which is apparently all the people from Danganronpa 2 who are still alive. I assume so. Like I'm curious how that goes because I have no idea so far. But yeah. Danganronpa just fucks me up in all the best ways.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it got to me again. It was like, oh, I got a podcast to do. So, I'm all jitters and like only got an hour's sleep today. So like, I had to finish that. So like, so I can like see how that ended. So like, I'm getting ready to roll up that next arc right after I'm finished this podcast. So I'm excited. I'm excited for Danganronpa, which I was kind of concerned about because it's like. You know, how many times can you do the same thing over and over again? But like, it alludes to like being something, even though it is the same thing. It seems very, no, Danganronpa 2 is Metal Gear Solid 2, more or less. So, but it seems like even though it's doing the same thing again, it seems to still have its own identity, especially because like these are all new characters, and like I don't think anyone like other than like Monokuma is like even going to be in this game. So like, excited. I'm very, very excited for it.
Yeah, it seems cool. Like those guys are really smart. Also, like, there's no doubting that. So it's nice to have like just kind of that confidence with those writers and what they do, and just the way that, like, I'm sure they'll subvert all my expectations at least at one point in that game. Mm-hmm. So, because like I've been re-going through the first Danganronpa in my head, and just like the places that game goes.
For sure. Like. I really want to replay them. I literally have no time. This is like the worst year for someone who replays games. Like
yeah.
I can't.
Dude,
I can't. There's
you're
no
telling
time.
me over here like
like you got Destiny 2 like next week, dude.
I know, dude.
Come on,
it's
man.
Fucking killing me. And like, I've just like been in a funk where I just don't want to sit down and invest in an RPG. Like I'm too nervous to like invest in something I can't just pick up and play for whatever reason. I don't know why. Maybe I'm still like reeling from Persona or something.
Right.
So that's why I just play Overwatch, because like, I can play like a 10-20 minute match and just be done and walk away and not play a game. But I gotta start chipping away at my to-do list over here. Especially like with Uncharted out now and Hellblade just sitting in my backlog now.
Oh yeah, I played a little bit more of that. Like I forgot about that. I'm still enjoying it. I barely played any more of that though.
Yeah, when Danny texted us, like he finished that and he finished Nier, and it's like, fuck, man, I remember when I finished games.
Yeah, I know, right?
So.
But that's pretty much all for me.
Yeah, all I've been playing is Overwatch myself.
I played that too, level 24.
God.
Now, Nabishin, you have Jack and Dexter on this Google Doc list, and I want to ask you about that. Like, what's going on with Jack and Dexter here?
It came with when I got the Uncharted
Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Did you play it?
Yeah, it's Jack and Daxter.
It's fucking lit, isn't it?
Yeah, I love Jack and Daxter, my dude. Like, I platinum.
There we go.
We got remastered on PS3. Just as a disclaimer, like, this is the PS2 version. It's not the PS3 remastered version.
Oh, that's alright.
PS4. So it's like it's just one of those PS2 to the PS4 conversions, and he just took the trophies from the PS3 version and put it on that one. But it's still fine though. It's still run good. It's
a fun game.
Yeah,
it looks
still
good.
Still one of the best games of that generation. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Like I always associate.
I went there, Alex.
I always associate
declarative statements, man.
Yeah.
I always associate Jack and Daxter with Pizzones for some reason, because like I remember like that's when Pizzones I think came out when Jack and Daxter came out, and like I rented that game and like I remember eating Pizzones and playing Jack and Daxter. So like
I know like exactly this association. And
that
I'm with
and
you.
Extra Life, so it reminds me of Pizzones.
Yeah, exactly. That and Extra Life, the poor Extra Life 2014, the worst year of our lives.
Nah, that Extra Life was fucking lit.
Yeah, dude. Oh, God. We have one confirmed person. Like, I got flight info from someone for this year's Extra Life. I told you guys who it was. So it's someone who hasn't gone Extra Life before. So it's like, oh boy, it's starting to happen.
What are the dates, by the way?
November 11th.
I need the dates.
Okay. Thank you.
Is this Saturday.
Okay.
I have it memorized now. So.
What airport am I flying into, Alex?
Baltimore Washington International, BWI.
Thank you. You'll get some flight information from me in the next 24 hours, 48 hours in. Except for I'm coming for a week. I keep telling you that.
Yeah, I mean that's fine. There will be time to hang out before and after. It'll be nice to have people to set up too.
Right.
I've been having those those production conversations with Troll, just getting things figured out of are we gonna rent a hotel, conference room, or a presentation room, whatever you would call that, like a ballroom. Are we not? It's okay, here's what I would need if we do that. Let me know. And it's like, oh God, this is real. Fuck. Still 3 months, but I gotta. Oh God, it's 3 months too little now.
Less than 3 months.
If you're going to Extra Life, I've not found a way, because at this point I'm not sure who thinks they're for sure coming to Extra Life or not. If you are coming to Extra Life, you need to contact me, and we need to work out when you're coming in and when you're
Hey, Alex, I'm coming to Extra Life.
I know you're coming, Tony.
Hey, Alex, I'm coming to Extra Life.
Yeah, Trevor is in the live chat right now, and I need his info of hey, when do you want to come in, when do you want to leave, and whatnot. So, I know you're coming also, Logan. I forgot to tell you guys, Jacob Bryant confirmed.
Oh. Shit!
Okay.
It's been a minute.
He's coming to Extra Life. It's gonna be fucking crazy. It's gonna be a lot of tall people.
Hell yeah.
All right. That's it for my video games. It's just Overwatch. I really like Overwatch. So they put out this. I don't know if you guys want to talk about it. They announced a couple days ago how they're changing Mercy.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, dude, I'm all over that shit.
And it sounds cool. I know people were the immediate reaction was ah! And Tony, you play a lot of Mercy now too. Or you did when you were still playing Overwatch. But essentially, her ult is no longer going to be Resurrection. Her Resurrection is going to be a mapped ability, I believe, to her L2 or L1. And she'll be able to resurrect people, one person at a time with that ability on a cooldown versus having that as her ultimate ability. And then she's getting a new ultimate, which is called Valkyrie, which lets her fly freely, lets her beams shoot further and chain to nearby allies for her healing beam. And it resets her resurrection timer and makes her gun shoot faster and do more damage. So she becomes super powerful and can fly around and can fly to people with her L1 ability from further. So it's a really cool change. I understand why you would want to take out the ability to just do a full team res, because it can be really demotivating to the enemy team if they do something really cool to bring them down, and this still makes her a really effective healer. In fact, I think it makes her a better healer strictly than just the reviving character. In that video they talked about where they announced these changes, they talked about a strategy that I had actually seen for the first time the night before, where when Mercy gets her revive, she'll go in the back and hide and wait until all the team members die on the point, and then come out and revive all of them. So it's essentially preventing her from doing her job as healer. And I'd seen that for the first time, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. So I understand why they wanted to make those choices. I think it's cool. They made similar changes to Symmetra, and I think Symmetra is a more interesting character now. So I don't know. I'm excited. I'm tentatively excited. They're playing around with it now. D.Va has missiles or something now. I don't know what's going on with that. She got missiles. She can shoot while she's flying. It's crazy. They made a lot of changes to D.Va. But yeah, I'm excited for Overwatch. Today is the last day of season 5. So, season 5 or 6. No, it's 5. So
you get your skins, my dude.
I got a skin. I got a lot of the rare ones, but not any of the legendary ones. I got the Mercy skin, so I'm not upset.
Content.
I'm content, yeah, for sure. I wanted to get the Soldier 76 with the Grill Master one. But I might buy one of Tracer's running skins because I have enough coins for that. before that ends on the 29th, so that still has a couple days left. The summer games, so I'll keep playing through that, and then hopefully when that's done, I can just be like, maybe I should take a break from Overwatch. So the season's over, summer games will be over, and Destiny's coming.
Are you doing?
It's coming, dude.
Are you doing that PC beta?
No, I'm at this point, like, it'd be better if I use my time to finish Sundered,
Sure.
review Sundered, play Nier, finish Nier, play Hellblade, finish Hellblade. Which is like things I could reasonably do. I've just been working a lot too, and have been in my funk. But Overwatch is still a very good video game, and I win more than I lose now, so I'm more happy with where I am with Overwatch. I finally got pretty okay at it. So that is it for me. Tony, what have you been playing?
So there's this game, right?
Oh my god, I swear to God.
It's called Black Desert Online.
Tony, it's like your obsession with Black Desert Online and my obsession with
Nier Automata Game of the Year.
There's Danny Juarez.
Danny Juarez is here.
Just walked in.
Like, we all just went quiet, like waiting. Where's this going, huh?
You just wanted to say hi, I guess.
Yeah. Black Desert Online, how's it treating you?
It's good.
Good.
Anyway,
Go on.
I also have played quite a bit of Hearthstone.
Okay. You're back into the Hearthstone?
It's all right. I don't know.
Okay.
Checking out the new cards because a whole new expansion just came out and a bunch of shit changed. So I'll play it for like a week and then fall off the bandwagon again, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
It's all right though. Like, I don't know. Damien is here, so like Danny and Griffin and I are hanging out a lot with him, and both Danny and Griffin are playing Hearthstone like nonstop. So I'm just kind of, riding along with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. Hearthstone's okay.
Cool. Yeah, like that's a good game to play when you've got friends playing it too.
Yeah. And other than that, just a bit more to PUBG.
Cool. Still playing the first-person mode, pretty much.
Oh yeah, I like it way more than the third person. Like I accidentally queued into a third-person game, realized my mistake, and left.
Cool. And what about you, Scott?
Same thing with a small edition.
Okay.
And that would be I played a bit more of Flint Hook.
Cool. How's it
Got
treating you?
nowhere.
Oh. Yeah,
I didn't play it for that long.
Yeah, that's like I'll pick up Flint Hook, play like a round, like a run, and usually put it down. So I feel you. Still good though.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you at with the PUBG first person mode? Are you also with Tony on like?
I don't care either way.
Okay.
Each mode has their nuance to it,
Mm-hmm.
and switching between them is extremely easy. It's not like you're being forced into first person mode and everyone else isn't.
Yeah.
Or the other way around.
Okay. But you just have no preference.
Nope.
Cool. I think, man, there's a lot of Yakuza in this video game still. It was pretty great. Like I was into it. It's cool. Like I'm just excited anytime someone gets into a franchise they haven't been into before. So
Yeah.
hearing how
I told you, I texted you beforehand. I was like, me and Navish are going to be wearing a Contra for sure.
Yeah, you did. And like you sent me that text of saying like this may be one of the greatest stories ever told in video games. I was like, all right, cool. Like I'm into this. Like I can't wait to read this review. Yeah, it's just that's always exciting for me because it's another one of those vindicating like video games are so good, guys. There's stuff out there for everybody. Kind of moments. So we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we got some news to talk about. Maybe we'll get some. We do have some questions. Maybe we'll get some more. And we will we'll throw this bad boy out with some bets. So we will be back in just a little bit. I wanted you to know that I was like looking at the video game section. I'm like, Yakuza is so good should be one of the titles. Scroll down, Salt was there, and I was like, nice.
Hey, we don't talk about the titles early, guys.
I know. I just wanted to let you know. All right, I'm gonna grab a beer and a glass of water. I'll be right back.
That's some more. I'll do that.
Same.
Almost like I sit here.
Tony, are you here?
I'm here.
Hi, Scott. Let's see who's back. Logan's back. Or maybe Logan never left.
I never left Alex.
Never left my heart, that's for sure.
Damn.
Damn. How you feeling about Taylor Swift right now, Logan?
So here's the thing about Taylor Swift, Alex. let me just tell you.
Okay.
I don't like. I like Twitter. I like the internet. It's good people. It's a good place. Everything. I don't understand the Taylor Swift hate. I really don't. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like the Taylor Swift song, which is like, I'm a huge Taylor Swift fan. I'm a big one. You know what I mean? Greg Miller acts like he's a big one. He's not. I'm a big Taylor Swift fan. I don't get this like. The song is like totally good. It's like not spectacular. It's not shake it off quality, but it's not like bad. You know what I mean? But like, people are like really going and like not liking this apparently, and it's like, I don't know, guys, it wasn't that bad. I thought.
Yeah, I thought it was
fine.
right. Like I thought, like
yeah,
I,
so like
I thought the chorus was but like the rest of it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The like level of like hate though that it's gotten, it's like, like. I like Carly Rae Jepsen too, guys. There can be more than one female pop singer who we like. It's like totally okay to like both. Like I don't need to make
not
a
okay to
competition
like
here.
both.
Yeah, apparently I've learned that now. I've learned that, and it's like, damn, the internet cannot handle liking Carly Rae Jepsen and Taylor Swift, let alone any other female pop singer.
As you know, like Sarah J is always gonna be my queen, right? But like, you know, I don't
Emotion.
Yeah, emotion, man.
Well, here's the thing: is that like for me, it's the opposite where it's like Taylor Swift is definitely, I mean, my queen kind of thing, but it's like Carly Rae Jepsen is phenomenal, and I will fucking rep Emotion, especially Emotion like side B, like all day long. But it's like I don't know, like for starters, it's like the first like 3 minutes, or it's like the first like 3 minutes of a giant album, so it's like the album will be very different than this, I'm sure. So it's like, I don't know, let her do what she wants to do. I don't think she's playing the victim like I've seen some of the people online say. It's like, I think she's wrote a catchy pop song.
Yeah, I mean, like, I had one conversation about the song where they felt that she was playing the victim, and I can see
I've
that.
seen
Like,
I've seen it a lot more like. But I wonder.
there's a lot of ways you can take it too.
I agree. As somebody who's seen kind of the whole trajectory at this point of like Taylor Swift and her career and how people view her, I think I stand by like no artist has ever been like as shit on for doing just like what everybody else does than Taylor Swift. Like literally just like she just does what everybody else does, and maybe does like, but even like a less extreme version of that, and she gets like torn apart. It's like, I don't know, like every musician ever has dated people and then written songs based off of them, but like Taylor Swift is the one who's like, how fucking dare she? Like how dare she insert her like actual personal like feelings and emotions into them? Like how dare she like put like her perspective on this and like her side of it? And it's like, I don't know, like every musician ever has, like the Beatles are doing this, and, like Elvis Presley were doing this. It's like, it's a weird thing to be like, she can't do it though. It's like, that's kind of a weird, like, I feel like Taylor Swift's entire time in like pop culture has like always rubbed me the wrong way in terms of like the way that she's viewed has always smacked of like not even like hidden but like very blatant like sexism and very like blatant like slut shaming, and like I'm just like so like fucking tired of it now, and I'm just like, if you don't like Taylor Swift and her music, I can totally appreciate that, I can totally respect that, you were entitled to your opinion, I can agree with that. But if you're like, like she can't write a song about what she is like feeling, and she can't go on dates with people, and like she can't do this and that, and it's like she's a 20-something person living a life. It's weird to like be so like viscerally offended by that. It's like, how dare she date people and then want to put it into her music, which is a very personal thing. Like how dare she? I am offended by that. It's like, it's a weird thing to get hung up on.
Sorry, I have to charge my little Bluetooth thing. That's why it's beeping.
You're fine.
Damn, I woke up passion in you.
But anyway, it's okay.
Here we are. Now we know. Thanks for the hot take. Don't power off. Please power on.
Power on.
Tony, I was gonna ask you.
What's up, dude?
It's we're good. It's figured out. All right, guys, let me have it. Tony, who should we have with us for our Destiny chat for when the game comes out?
Like, which people from Destiny to play the Destiny talks?
Yeah, for like to have them in the show.
Definitely Scott.
Yeah, I know Scott's like #1.
Yeah,
for sure.
Because like, how else would we get the hot takes?
Absolutely, no one has a stronger opinion about Destiny than Scott does. No, I'm just like, I literally forgot
love to
Destiny
hear
was
his
out so
opinion.
soon until you said it's like out next week. And I'm like, fucking shit.
Dude, it's so close.
It's so close, and like I am like really excited. It's just like, I mean, I'll admit it's nice to know that there will be a game I'm playing that isn't Overwatch. But yeah, it's a lot.
It's just Nico's funny, man.
Yeah, dude. I guess like, you know, Griffin, I was thinking we should have on. I was also thinking of like, maybe I'll talk about it. I know, again.
Not that dude.
Yeah, he's great. I don't know.
He's alright.
I'll say that off the air. and maybe we can talk about it afterwards. All right.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
You guys ready to start?
Sure. Well,
Yes.
Is NAC 2 still a thing?
I mean, the plan is like to do the thing is still a thing. I don't know if
it comes out it comes out the day before.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm getting Act 2 like the day it comes out, but like that is still a plan. Yes.
Okay. That's good. Well, we have Frank on to have like those hot takes about that.
Yeah, it's true. Frank and the hot Minecraft Season 2 and Act 2 hot takes.
Jesus.
The hottest of takes. All right, let's do this. Nope, that's not Bluetooth. Thank you for that. Maybe I have to reset.
Power on.
Power on. Yeah, right. Please, could you pair it? Maybe someone's trying to pair it. There's like I went upstairs and there's like a whole bunch of people in my house. I'm like,
Why are you here?
please leave. So for Ethan's birthday, did I tell you guys this?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
I didn't tell him. I was like, Ethan wants to like watch the McGregor fight.
Mayweather fight?
Yeah.
Why? Okay, why is this suddenly so popular?
I don't know, dude. Like,
I mean, it's not sudden. It's just happening right now.
No,
I was
it
gonna
is
say,
kind
yeah.
of sudden.
I don't think it's sudden.
Because, like,
I think
I feel like this is a sport that no one cared about until very recently.
yeah,
boxing or MMA.
I don't think that's
Oh,
true,
MMA.
but like the way that the Mayweather fight has been like, this came out of nowhere. It's kind of like fidget spinners. This came out of nowhere. Like, whoa, where did this come from? So I don't know.
So like Ethan and Damien were talking about it like a week ago. Not a week ago, a couple of months ago. And they were excited about it, and I'm like, okay, cool. And it's like it's Ethan's birthday. It's like, all right, we can watch it for that. It's just like, when did anybody care about boxing? Like,
That's what I'm saying.
like
I mean,
All right.
You know what I
So
mean?
there's a bunch of people that care about boxing, like how
me.
Nabishin enjoys wrestling, right?
yeah. Oh, true.
All right. And then there's a bunch of people who enjoy MMA.
Yep.
In the
Nabishin
same
enjoys
kind of
wrestling.
category, and now they're fighting each other.
Yeah.
And
I
that
love
kind of drew a bunch of
boxing
other
and
people.
MMA. So yeah, so this is like, I'm the
Yeah.
person who likes boxing and who likes MMA, but doesn't care about all about this fight. It's like, this is a stupid fight. I don't care about it. But I love
the
MMA and I
Eclipse.
love boxing. Like the Eclipse. I was in the little like path of the Eclipse. Fun Eclipse facts.
For
Did
real
you,
though,
did you
Clips
peek
are-
outside your window when it happened?
I was looking, yeah. Peeking outside my coffee shop there, looking at
The
the
clips are
this is
so
sun of the
dumb,
earth still.
man. Like
Was
I realize it's like once every like what 25 years or
87
whatever.
years or whatever. Something like
Yeah,
that.
but like it's not something
Okay,
you
go.
can look
So
at.
let's
Yeah.
let's level here. An
Okay.
eclipse happened about every 3 years. It's less than that, but like we're gonna round here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But this was like a total eclipse, right? So
No,
that's
no, no.
why-
I'm like a total eclipse happens about every 3 years.
And those only happen at the heart.
Yeah.
God damn
Damn
it,
it,
Tony.
I like how we were all going.
I
there.
saw all of you go for it. I heard Tony get there first. I was like, damn, Tony.
Just right outside. Front runner.
Start the show.
God damn it.
I'm just gonna plug it in. Things got like unpaired or whatever. That was real good. I'm proud of you, Tony. Holy shit. Some bonus content for you. Oh, I muted it. Fuck. That's wrong. News in gaming. Let's talk about some news. Quite a few things happen. One thing that's not on here that I just want to knock out here because we did talk about last week, Biomutant, the new game from the developers of, some of the developers of Just Cause, being published by THQ Nordic, was fully unveiled. It was leaked last week, fully unveiled this past week at Gamescom. Looks really good. I was really taken aback at how cool and interesting it looks. I don't know where you were at with it, Nabishin, but it's like colorful. It's got animals. I think animals are cool.
Animals are definitely cool.
Like it seems like it's a weird sell for like our day and age, but like it's in a weird way it's a good sell because it's like it's different. Like it's something that used to be so common back in the early 2000s and like in the 90s, and now it's like something that we haven't seen in so long because everyone's like a human and a space marine or whatever the hell, and now it's like something just totally weird like that, and it's like, oh sure, why not? Why the fuck not?
Yeah, it's like a cool fox-looking dude with a eye patch or whatever.
Is it a fox? I thought it was like a raccoon.
I don't know. Could have been both, or either. I want to shout that out. They put out a little bit of gameplay. Put a little like a cinematic trailer together that I watched. It's very cool looking. I was really surprised, and like it's a new studio mostly built from the Just Cause 3 team, I believe, Avalanche. So that's cool. Yakuza Kiwami 2 was announced. Hashtag that drama in our Google Doc here. This is good.
When you look at the English subbed version of it, is like
Was there an English sub version of it?
Oh yeah, I'll give you the link. But like
Oh
it was,
man, okay.
it was showing like
I was so confused.
Yeah, it was saying like it's like going back to Kamurocho with this thing, and just like one of the splash screens was like that drama, and like that was it.
That's awesome.
That made me laugh. So.
The cool thing about Kiwami 2 is it is in the same engine as Yakuza 6,
Dragon
which is coming out next March. So it looks very good. So I guess like Kiwami was just like remastered, the first one. This one seems like a little bit more of a retouch up, which is cool. And obviously, like, it's cool because, like, Kiwami's not even out, and they're already, like, it leaked, and I'm guessing they probably had to force that kind of forced their hand to announce it. But clearly they were ready to they've been working on this, and they were ready to be like, hey, we're doubling down on Yakuza, or Yakuza. I know I might be saying it wrong, like, every time, and I apologize,
You're
but
fine.
I'm trying.
I'm sure I've said every one of the characters' names wrong, so it's fine, Alex.
It's okay. We're here together. I'm here for you, Logan.
Exactly. Oh, thank you.
You're not as bad as Giant Bomb, so you're good.
Exactly. So, remake of Yakuza 2, coming to PS4. It's coming in Japan like this December, so like, it's happening. And it's like, at the lower price point, I believe, as well. Still, so.
I don't know. That's
It's
a new
it's
engine, so
33,000 yen. So.
Oh, well, buck me in the ass.
So I don't know. Well, there's a PS4 model that's 33,000 yen. So like that's a bundle. It looks like so. I don't know, like if maybe they just haven't announced price for the game by itself yet, but it looks cool. Looks very pretty. I'm watching, or I was looking at the cinematic trailer. Just good graphics. That new engine is very.
I mean, I think Kiwami looks pretty good. I mean, it used the Yakuza Zero's engine, and it's pretty beautiful to me too. So
cool. And
Excited.
speaking of, go ahead. Navishin?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say something. The joys of doing podcasts over the internet. Speaking of the Yakuza team, Fist of the North Star game is being developed by the Yakuza studio, and it was announced today.
That shit was fucking insane, dude. That's like of all the things, out of all the companies, and it's like, is this one of those like Nier Automata things where like, oh, this makes all the fucking sense in the world type of thing, and it's just, oh my god, that's like a dream thing. Like, I can't believe that. I literally can't believe that's a thing that's happening now.
Yeah, and that's going to be fully unveiled to a larger extent at Tokyo Game Show next month. But yeah, it looks like a beat 'em up where you play as a dude, fucking punch a whole bunch of people and go key the whole time, and you know, fist.
Do you know what Fist of the North Star is?
No, I just know the guy that punches and he yells a lot while he's doing it.
Okay,
that was my impression of that.
Sure. Okay.
I'm like, you know,
I'm not angry at all. You're fine.
I'm relatively familiar, like, with the ridiculousness of Fist of the North Star, but not actually anything that it's about.
It's not necessarily ridiculous. It's over the top, but it's not ridiculous.
That's what I mean, like over the top.
Sure.
Which, you know, more power to you. More anime games, please. Yeah, that seems like a good studio to do that. Also in the list of dreams coming true remakes, Secret of Mana is being remade.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is one of the things I knew about. Like, my brother texted me because like I played this game with my brothers, you know, as a kid. And obviously it's coming on the SNES Classic next month. Secret Mana is like a classic in my opinion. It is not like a fantastic game, having gone back and played it relatively recently. It's definitely like a little, I don't want to say shallow. Shallow seems reductive, but it's not a super deep game. But it is a great action RPG for the Super Nintendo. So it is being remade in 3D with new graphics for PlayStation 4, Vita, and PC. It seems like it's definitely like you can see where it's like being made for the lowest common denominator. It's being made for Vita. You know, it's pretty simple looking 3D graphics. But it's cute, you know, like I think it looks pretty great. It's maintaining the same gameplay. They put out some screenshots, so everything looks pretty similar. Secret of Mana is like a really great game. It's coming out February 15th. That's like a really great game for Vita as well. I'm curious if you are playing it on PC or PS4, if you'll still be able to do like co-op and everything, if you'll be able to do 3 players, which would be really rad. But yeah, Secret of Mana is cool. That's really rad. It's almost, it'll be like when it comes out, it'll be 25 years since it had come out, which is crazy. Because it came out in 1993, the year I was born, the year of our Lord, the year Tony, Scott, and I were all born. Good year.
Young pup.
Holy Trinity. As if I may.
Yeah. The Holy
I
Trinity.
mean, some would say 92 is a bit better, but it's
Some wouldn't though.
Yeah, some for sure would. But yeah, that's awesome. Like, there's not much to say about it, but I don't know if any of you guys are excited. I'd play Secret
I'm
of
excited
Mana
to play it
with
on the
you,
SNES. So.
Yeah, have you ever played it before, Logan?
No, I've never played it before.
Okay. I'm curious, like, did you ever have a Super Nintendo?
I never had a Super Nintendo. My brother had a Genesis, I think, but I really remember from like the N64 on.
Okay. Man, that collection of games is gonna be really rad for you, I think.
I'm very, very excited.
You know Mega Man X though. You like that game.
Yeah.
So
I like Mega Man X. That's the only game on that console I've ever played.
what about
I've
Super
never
Mario
played
World?
Super Mario World. Never played Super Mario World.
Shit, dude. That's right. We
I
did
know.
this conversation, and I was
I know.
like,
I've
fuck.
never played it.
You were in for such a treat, like just
I
being
know.
able to see all those levels for the first time.
I'm very, very excited.
That's a game.
I feel like I'm the only person who's like never experienced Super Mario World. And it's like I'm so excited to like jump in without knowing anything about it, just to experience that for the first time.
Logan, that's a game that you should ship out here, and we should record a Let's Play of us playing Super Mario World together with you for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Or
I'll
we
just
could,
bring
like,
it when I come to Extra Life.
Yeah, or we could like save it and try
Don't
and.
you have like like 3 different versions of the stuff you have anyway?
I do, but like it'll be cool to play it in like an emulated form, because then
Yeah.
like they wouldn't have any issues.
I can definitely just bring the SNES Classic when I come to Extra Life for sure.
Yeah, I'm gonna have one. Don't worry about it. You should
Oh,
bring it.
well,
though.
perfect.
So, so
I will definitely do that. Because I love that idea of
Yeah.
playing that for the first time with you. So
that's a fun like back and forth game too.
sure. So now I can't play it for like a month though.
That's all right.
It'll
You
kill
got
me.
enough on that collection.
That's
You'll
true.
be- You'll be set. Let's see. What other news happened here? Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition. What the hell is this? No, shit.
It's Final Fantasy that you can play portably. That's all.
Okay. Final Fantasy 15.
It's the entirety of that game in portable form, but like you're just chibi versions of like all the characters.
Really?
Yeah, look at the article.
I'm like looking at I am looking at it. I really was more a reaction to the existence of this itself than it was to
Yeah.
you. Like front to back, like all the story beats, the game.
Yeah, every part of that game is gonna be in that, just looking like that. I was like, no, that's interesting.
Is it just coming to like iOS and Android?
I believe so. And like, there's talks to like there's talk to bring Final Fantasy in general to Switch, but they didn't say like maybe which version. So it might be this version. I don't know.
Huh. I'm like watching this trailer right now, and it's just crazy. This is just crazy that this is real. It's kind of rad. Like, I don't want to sound too disparaging. Like if you're into mobile games and you want to play Final Fantasy 15 on the go, like, yeah, this looks like Final Fantasy 15, but like cute. It was already pretty cute to begin with. Yeah, it's iOS, Google Play, and Windows 10 and Windows 10. Never forget. So, wow. Fuck. All right.
And
now I'm
also
reeling.
they announced the Windows edition for Final Fantasy 15.
Yes, which runs unfettered. Looks very good. I don't know if you looked up any gameplay of it. Very pretty.
170 gigs.
Yeah, of course. It's got like straight up 4K assets, and it's like, yeah, let's just go nuts, I guess. And they're also like Square Enix and Ubisoft announced fucking
Oh, yeah.
Final Fantasy 15 cross Assassin's Creed Origins.
I think that's coming out like in the next few days or something. But like,
Yeah.
it's a free update.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of DLC for Final Fantasy 15 to give you like Assassin's Cloak and some side quests that like are assassin oriented. And there's gonna
That's
be
fucking weird.
we don't know how it's gonna. It's super fucking weird. We don't know how it's gonna pan. There's gonna be some part of Final Fantasy 15 in Assassin's Creed Origin, like some downloadable stuff. I think it's like weapons and stuff. My brother was actually the one telling me about it because he was like, he's way into Assassin's Creed. So, man, that's like it's just weird because like you don't see publishers like big publishers like Ubisoft and Square Enix playing nice together often. Like, you know, it happens. It's way more feasible to see like a Ubisoft and Square do something that like that than ever like an Activision EA. Like that would never happen. But I guess like them and then THQ Nordic now would all be kind of in that kind of like ethereal third tier that isn't, they're not the big two. And like even 2K, they have all that GTA money that they're riding out on. So they would even be in like the upper echelon now. So, yeah, that's just a fucking weird thing. So, Microsoft had their press conference, their Gamescom press conference. They announced some new bundles, a new controller. Did they announce anything like super massive?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it.
Well, there's I believe a feature where like if you have an Xbox One and you want to like transfer your stuff to your Xbox One X, it's like there's like a super easy way to do it now, and like that's actually like a game changer, more or less. This is like, but I guess that requires you to still have your old console to like actually do that. But like, it's apparently like a super easy thing.
Yeah, I think you can like do a backup to an external hard drive too. So
yeah, but like I think that takes way too long. It's like one of those like things that'll be a day process where it's just like maybe like an hour if even that.
Yeah. But yeah, the big one is like there's a Project Scorpio bundle for Xbox One X. Kind of like the day one edition of the original Xbox. It's just like a labeled controller and console. And it comes with like a cool box and everything. Shadow of War bundle for Xbox One S. Minecraft bundle with the Minecraft and like I think both the Minecraft story mode things, right? And
the REM.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to find it in like this big press release that they put out. And some Minecraft controllers, Minecraft Creeper controller and Pig controller. So Tony, you can finally live your dream of holding the Pig controller. Scott, you can finally live your dream of holding the.
I mean, Scott's already a creeper, so.
Yeah, exactly. Get that Creeper controller. Get your Creeper on.
Nah.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I having not watched the Gamescom stuff because I was at work. I heard it was kind of underwhelming.
I mean, it was.
Yeah.
I was expecting like a bit more of like a push to like sell the console more. Xbox One X. I mean, they talked a lot about it, but like they didn't really say anything themselves that made me like really want to get it. It was pretty much like afterwards where like the stuff they didn't really see, cause you know it was like one of those like on stage presentations, so like or not really press conference, but like media show, and it was like, you know, it's like all the stuff that you hated from like those type of things like just brought back. Like we had like we were completely divorced from that at E3 now, and then like it just came like in a wave, just come back to this. It's like, this is why I hated you, but like, you know, it was nice to see it again, I guess, after not seeing it for so long. But I don't know, like they sold out all of their Xbox One X Project Scorpios. So like apparently this is like is getting a good push, or at least at launch. I'm assuming like it's like I'm starting to get wishy-washy now of whether I want an X or not, because like at first it was like pretty much just a no, and now it's like more of like a maybe because of like just because the advantages of it. Like the only problem with me is like third-party games, like in general, I'm not so much on per se. like I'm into Japanese games which aren't on Xbox One, and I'm into like just their exclusives. So like it'll be like pretty much just their exclusives themselves if I got myself an Xbox One X. So like like probably like the biggest benefit for me is just to have the player, which I could just get an S for. But I don't know. It's like I'm still debating where I'm gonna get it or not. It definitely won't be day one, but like I think I'll get it one eventually. So
Yeah, that was the thing of like I was a hard yes, but then it kind of flipped to a maybe. It's at this point like where I do want to get one, but I would rather wait, you know. And like I have just concerns about like multiplayer games. Like most of the people I play Destiny with, for example, or Overwatch with, are on PS4. So. You know, do I still just get multiplayer games on PS4? Still gonna get Japanese games on PS4 anyway. You know, what's you gonna do? But there's some other Gamescom news that came out, like Biomutant and things like that. And we're starting to get that fucking that Tokyo Game Show trickle is happening. With like Kiwami 2 and whatnot.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Okay.
Kiwami 2 and this Fist of the North Star, and also Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, I guess, to some extent.
And the secret.
Yeah. So that's cool. A lot. Fucking man, we're in it. Madden's out. It's game time.
Apparently, that story mode's real good.
Yeah. Apparently, like
I'm
Madden
excited.
has a great story mode. What is
I'm
up
so
with
excited
that?
for that, yeah.
Are you gonna check that out?
I probably will actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually been sold in that story mode.
I played Madden once with Scott, and I had a good time. It was a long time ago. But, like, you know, it's weird that Madden has a rad story mode.
Yeah.
And then he told you to play Dead Space
weird.
in his basement.
Yeah, and then we did. And guess what? Scott was right. This is a great game. Fuck all the haters. But it's even weirder, like, that FIFA has a story mode that's the sequel to last year's FIFA's story mode.
Yeah. That's very weird.
Dude, fucking sports games are getting weird. Like, games are good. I got
2017, man. Yeah.
2017 doesn't know how to hold back. Starting to worry.
I'm telling you, man. Entertainment-wise, I keep saying it because it's fucking true. At least for me, it's just like entertainment-wise, it's like this been like an insane year for me.
Guess what? Thank God for that. God knows. Everything else.
Everything else. So
we needed this. Yeah.
Yeah, we needed this more than anyone could have possibly known. Thank you.
Good distractions. Very good
Companies of
distractions.
media for good distractions. But yeah, like, man, Thor 3, never gonna stop.
Oh, dude. All right.
Oh, Logan, are you interested in Thor 3?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
When does that come out?
It comes out the week before Extra Life. So I'm waiting to see Thor 3 to see it with Nabashin before Extra Life. So if you want in on this,
yeah,
hit me up.
I'll for sure do that.
I'm pretty sure Scott and Tony are on board as well. So
Dude,
yeah.
when have I ever not been on board to see a man with a giant hammer?
very true, actually.
Tony gets it.
Yeah.
I heard that guy fucks.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to make love. He just fucks.
Yeah, dude.
I forgot. Somebody texted me something about some video game character that just, it was like that he fucks, and I was like, oh my god.
You're like, whoa.
Yeah, it's just a thing of like I don't know how I feel about this. Let's that's it for news, unless anyone has anything else.
No.
You are the news show, Logan. Do you have anything else?
Except for I wasn't on this week's episode, so I have no idea.
Crunch.
We just talked about I know Jarrett and George talked about the SNES Mini for a long time.
Yeah, and how much they love
And they
it.
talked about Walt Williams and Crunch. They talked about that, but
Yeah. Which I was on Breaking Reality this week.
I saw.
Episode 59 with Quentin Hoffman is his podcast. We talked a lot about Crunch and kind of like the differing feelings with that. So you should go. What? No?
Oh, I was gonna say I was on the podcast as well.
Oh, you were?
Yeah. I was on A+ Anime. Nato and Ian brought me on, and like we talked about My Hero, like for
Nice.
a good like
Nice.
hour and a half. Like it wasn't supposed to be just about the first episode, and then this broke off to like us talking about the entire season. Like apparently our conversation was so good, like I just like broke Ian's like structure, and like we just nerded out for a while. So it was great.
Sometimes you got to do that though, just like we did with Yakuza. Even though it was slightly structured, you know, you got to do it. Yeah. Update. My Hero Academia update. Latest episode? Great. I haven't watched today's episode, but you know what I'm talking about. Hospital one. Christ, dude. I'm really in. Like, it took longer, like I said, but you were right. A lot of feelings. Let's transition into the mail sack. If you'd like to be a part of the show, you can be in the show in a variety of ways. You can send us an email, mailsack@irrationalpassions.com. Leave us a voicemail, 404-590-1337. Some voicemail lines, standard long distance fees do apply. Or you can tweet your questions at IrrationalPod with the hashtag IPQ. We will read them on the show. Let's take a look at the tweets. It seems to be the most popular way to be a part of the show, which, I'm into. It's like a long form email every now and again. Let's see. Jake Nichols at Jake R. Nichols on Twitter. Always bringing the tough questions. Minions or Rabbids?
Neither. Move on.
Scott, I need your hot take. Minions or Rabbids?
You see, you're lumping them together, which is your first mistake.
Jake Nichols is the one that wrote this question.
I don't have anything polite to say about this.
I don't think anyone does except for Alex Van Aken. Like, let's be real. So it's worth establishing Rabbids came first. I am one of those people that do believe that they are essentially the same thing.
Yeah.
Except minions do occasionally say words. Rabbids are more like, ah! And something like that.
Pretty good rabbit impression, dude.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Just like the mouth agape. I don't know. I'm down with the OG. Give me Rabbids or give me death. Give me Mario plus Rabbids. Kingdom Battle, which is also out on Tuesday. Choose between that and Yakuza Kiwami. Or give me death. Logan?
So I haven't seen any of the Minion movies, and I've never played a Rabbids video game, so I'm basing this just purely off of appearance. But, like, Minions kind of suck, right? Like, they're just kind of plain. Rabbids, they got some character to them, right? They got some sex appeal to them. Like, you got to go Rabbids for sure.
They got some sex appeal for sure.
Yeah.
I don't want to correct you here, but the Minions have only had their one movie. And Rabbids.
They were in Despicable Me too, though, right?
They appeared in the Despicable Me movies.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would argue that the Despicable Me series is pretty good. You know, like, the Minions are the worst part of that movie, but in general, Despicable Me is an excellent redemption story for a villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Finds love, cares for children.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Sounds like Yakuza.
Are you saying
the Despicable Me is essentially Yakuza?
It is
Yeah,
essentially
that's what it sounds like.
Yakuza of children's movies.
That's what it sounds like, honestly.
Majima!
What would you say, Alex O'Neill, is the Dark Souls of children's movies?
Ooh, shit, that's like a great question.
Secreted now.
Or like Bridge to Terabithia. Something like real fucked up. Like a deep cut.
Return to Oz or something.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Ooh.
There are a lot of actually good answers for that question.
The Wiz. Shout out to The Wiz, though. That's an underappreciated.
Let's take a minute.
Let's just talk about The Wiz for a little bit, guys.
Look up to the Wiz rewatch podcast.
I'm just saying.
Trevor Starkey.
Actually, I'm going to quickly interrupt and put this in there. When we, in a couple years, do the My Hero Academia rewatch podcast, I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm down. Real quick, Nabashin, Minions or Rabbids?
I've never actually seen anything that involved the Minions ever, so I guess the Rabbids.
De facto Rabbids.
You should probably watch Despicable Me. That movie's
I've never seen
pretty
it.
I think the first one is pretty good. Yeah. At Snarky Starkey on Twitter, why did you drop the ball on asking for questions today, Alex? I feel like I'm being attacked.
So we can have this question. That's why he did it.
Yeah, exactly. by not asking for questions, it has given us the opportunity to talk about this question. So really, did I drop the ball or did you? Damn, deep cut.
Damn.
Emotional.
The answer is obvious. Neither.
Yeah, neither. Thank you, Scott. For having my back.
No, that should be a pretty deep cut to you.
Oh, signature runs down my.
Scott's like, no. Actually, I had the opposite of that. I was actually fucking with you.
I know, but like, maybe I wanted to believe. Trevor Starkey also asks, we doing a Lost Legacy spoiler cast at some point?
Ooh.
I'm gonna position this to you, Logan.
Okay.
We doing this?
I know that George wanted to do one too, so I'll definitely I mean, again, I'll talk about an auto game all day long. I got no.
Yeah. And
no
like
conjecture about that.
Jarrett said specifically, he was down to do it if it was like not more than like 3 people.
Okay.
But
so me, Jared, and Trevor apparently.
Exactly. I don't know. I have not played it yet. I want to play it.
I haven't either, to be fair. Yeah.
I don't know how long it is. Do you know, Namashin?
Yeah, have you played it yet?
I think it may be around 8 hours. I think.
Okay. 8 hours is.
That's not bad. Yeah.
Trevor also asks, third question. Getting in there. Undertale is real good and you should buy it. I think that was directed at you, Logan. It was at you as well.
I'll have to buy it now. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, I would love to hear what you think about it.
Okay.
I feel like it would awaken a passion in you similar to what Yakuza has, honestly.
Okay.
It might not,
Interesting.
But I
Yeah.
feel like it would. It was definitely one of those things like we got Barrett. I just don't know why Google Hangouts hates me. It's like I look away for 1 minute.
Stop that, Barrett.
Yeah, no, good point about Barrett.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Barrett. We got
Move
Barrett
on.
and Danny to play it, and they both loved it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm eager to try it. So.
NATO Johnson at NATO J18 says 2016 Game of the Year Pokken Tournament has now has a demo.
Can we should skip this?
Yeah.
Which characters are y'all playing? I just
Didn't even need to finish that question.
I just like NATO, and I like his enthusiasm. It's a conversation.
I think his enthusiasm is now kind of at our expense. So.
Yeah.
But I do love NATO.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love NATO.
I'll retweet.
I just want to reiterate. I said it last week. I'm just super glad Trevor really liked Undertale. I thought it was a game that might get him, and it did. I was happy. Happy like all these other people are playing it now. Like Quentin played it for the first time.
Oh yeah, he told me about that. He said
and we
totally
talked about it.
Good.
It's just like, again, all of us were there, and we that was one of the things that we could have easily missed and not have gotten to until now. And I'm glad that we did get to it when we did.
Yeah.
I feel like the amount of interneting that I do, and the amount that Undertale blew up when it was popular, I feel like at least I would have definitely seen it. And that would have, started from there. But yeah, that's only because I look at a lot of internet memes.
Yeah.
I mean, how are you up to date with this new internet meme with the guy and his girlfriend?
Oh, I've seen so many of them.
It's like, oh my god,
so
he's looking at
great.
his girl.
I feel like I saw that meme like 3 years ago, though.
See, the
not
thing
as-
about memes, Alex, on the internet, right? I would say memes are timeless
Oh my
because it doesn't matter when the image was posted. All it has to do is be funny once, and then the internet will dogpile, and
So-
then it becomes a meme.
So Ethan told me a story. Like he was at work and he was like piercing. He's a piercer in a shop, and he was like piercing like a customer, and one of their friends, who's like 18 or whatever, asked what Rick Rolling was, and
Okay.
I felt so bad. Like just like the feeling that washed over me of like some people don't know. It's just like the worst feeling ever.
How could you not know it?
I know. It's just like like people are in a world where like you don't like
Because,
the
like-
new trailer for Sonic Mania just dropped. You click the link and it takes you to a Rick Roll page. It's like
Yeah.
it's like people will not
Well,
just not know that.
YouTube, YouTube itself, Rick
or
Roll.
worse.
Yeah.
First 10 seconds
They're like
is
what?
the Sonic Mania trailer.
Yeah.
and
And then
then
it
Yes.
cuts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like
'Cause
there are people who are artists that rickrolled people. Artistes. Yeah. So that was just a thing I wanted to share with all of you, and now all of you can also feel old.
Was it like because that guy like did Ethan like question him further? Was he like so like have you ever heard of Rick Astley? And they're like, oh yeah, I love that guy. His song's so good. Like never gonna give you up, you know. And like they were just like into it, but didn't know. They're just like a side note to it, you know.
No,
Although
I don't.
That's a good point, Tony, because my youngest cousin is a really big Rick Astley fan.
Like, what if he didn't know, and then he found out, and his world was ruined?
It's true. Maybe we're protecting this poor soul.
Like all along, he thought that like everyone just suddenly loved Rick Astley because like his video got so many more views on YouTube or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like, turns out it was all a fucking meme.
This one comes from Alex Van Aken at It's Van Aken. Guest. He was on last week's show.
Oh man,
Tim Bateman.
This is good frozen content right here.
Oh, am I frozen?
Not anymore, but you were.
Oh, it's because my Ethernet.
Solid 4 seconds.
My Ethernet cable got unplugged. I'm sorry. Alex Van Aken asks, are you fans of Jason Bateman? If you find time for a show, I highly recommend Ozark. We've talked about Ozark on the podcast.
Yeah. We talked about Ozark when he was on the podcast.
God damn it, Alex.
Fun fact about Ozark, though.
Yeah?
Is that my manager at my the cop shop I work at is from that area in Missouri. 'Cause that show's set in Missouri, and he's from the area. Like a lot of the shots they show in that show, he's actually been to that arcade apparently, the giant Indian statue. He's remember walking around when he was a kid and stuff. So 'cause that's only an hour and a half from where I live right now.
Huh? That's cool.
Yeah.
We'll FF fun fact.
Fun fact.
That's it. That's it for questions. George Cruz, just want to just throw it out there. Bad, hilarious way, at least the intro. So as soon just without even being called, he's here and he's talking shit, and I love it.
I agree.
There you go, Tony's hot take. Let's I don't have a bet, but we should let's end the show. If you'd like to be get in touch with any of us individually, you can follow each of us on Twitter. That's probably the best way to do it. I'm at AlFighter27. Scott is at What to Chuz. Nabishin is at NABESHIN186. Tony's at Tony Horvath. Logan, you are at Lefty Logie.
Lefty Logie.
Or Logie, depending on what mood you're in.
It's very divisive, apparently. Twitter handle.
You can follow the show and the site on Twitter at IrrationalPod. So when you get updates on when the show goes live, when the show goes out, when input goes out, when new articles go up, when Logan's Yakuza review will be up, things like that. Some other stuff, rate and review us on iTunes and Stitcher and Google Play. I got to add that in here as well. We are now on Google Play. Go to vguva.com. Check out the podcast network there that we are part of. Check out Monthly Passions podcast hosted by Jarrett Green. And check out Input hosted by Logan Wilkinson himself.
Hey.
The beautiful man.
Oh.
If you want to see our video content, twitch.tv/IrrationalPassions and youtube.com/IrrationalPassions. With Destiny on the horizon, I got some feelings that there's going to be some fucking dumb Twitch content coming. I got a good feeling.
I've been on that Twitch platform every once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while there might be some strikes, maybe a raid that happens, live streams. We'll see. And if you like the show, tell your friends about it. Word of mouth's the best way to spread the love. You should also tell them about the great video game news show that is Input. And for everything else, Irrational Passions, IrrationalPassions.com is the place to be. That's it. I didn't think of a bet. Do we want to throw together a bet on the fly right now? Can we do that? We got a lot. We got Rayman and Mario Rabbids coming out next week. At the very least, we got to know.
How about this?
Okay.
Starting right now, August 26th at 10 p.m. until the next time we record our podcast, how many times will Xavier Woods have the word Windjammers on his Twitter?
Ooh, very good.
Okay.
Between now and when we record the next podcast, how many times will Xavier Woods have Windjammers on his Twitter? Now, Logan, Scott and my betting team is still down, so I'm gonna assume you wanna jump over here with the winners and be.
Why are you
betting
gonna
for
assume
us.
things instead of letting him choose?
But if you'd like to, you could be on the Tony Nobishin team as well.
I'm just looking for equal opportunity here, man.
I'm just thinking about the question still. This is a hard one.
This will be him typing out the word Windjammers himself, not an actual retweet or something like that.
Got it.
Does just a picture count with no words at all?
No.
Okay.
Typed out Windjammers.
Okay.
I don't care about typos as long as he's close.
Sure.
Like, I appreciate the effort, you know. So, bets. This week's bet. How many times on Xavier Woods' Twitter, that's at Xavier Woods PhD on Twitter, if you want to follow along from home, between the end of this podcast and next week, will he individually, independent of his own free will, tweet Windjammers? It's like a really good bet.
Fresh off the dome.
And when you're ready, you can go ahead and type it in our side chat here and send it through. Damn it, Nobishin!
Damn it, Nobishin!
What the? Total eclipse of the heart.
Fuck, dude.
Damn.
Total eclipse of the heart.
What the fuck?
So, Logan,
Oh, I'm sorry. My bet was wrong.
all right, no. None of this shenanigans. Logan,
Yeah, hold on. Like, at the very least, you should be able to see that one, right?
So I bet 17, Scott bet 7, Tony bet 3, Nobishin bet 17, and Logan bet 17.
I don't know. From where I am, it looks like all of us voted 17.
Gosh. But Logan, do you want to be on Team BBC with Tony and Nobishin? Or do you want to be on as an IPer yourself?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fair to give you a choice, or would you like to be on myself and Scott's team, Team Flot?
What's your team's name?
Team Flot?
Oh, Jesus. All right.
As in the past tense of fly, I think. Have flown?
It's like the past tense of the already past tense flu.
Yeah, true.
All right. I'm going to be in Team BBC on that.
That's right, you will. Welcome to the team.
So this means if it is 17, Team BBC gets 2 points and Team Flot gets 1. And nothing is good in the world. Although if it's 4, Team BBC gets 1 and Team Flot gets 1 because both Scott and Tony are closest. So this could be like a whole mess. Or it's not 4, it's like 5 or whatever, yeah. Last week's bet. White Day, a labyrinth named school, finally comes to the U.S. I fucking forgot about this bet. This is so good. White Day, a labyrinth named school, which is a real name of a real fucking video game, finally comes to the U.S. In the top comment of the United States launch trailer for the game, what will the number of words be? This is the top comment.
Jesus.
Let me find this. So, and it's not even like a Japanese-made game. It's a Korean-developed horror game, like teen horror game from like 2015 that did not come to the United States, but now it's come to the United States. Let's see. This is the teaser trailer, launch trailer. There we go. Oh, this is not the official one. Oh no, that is. Jeez, what a weird developer name. Oh, top comment. Is this supposed to be scary? Which is a hot 6 words. I bet 17 last week too. What's wrong with me? Tony bet 10, Nobishin bet 4, Alex Van Aken bet 12. Which makes Nobishin fucking 2 weeks in a row over here. Is this supposed to be scary? Which brings Team BBC's total up to 38.
Oh, fuck.
And Team Flawed still rocking at number 30. Woo! Nabashin, that means you, which we forgot to do this last week, and I apologize. You are the winner of Danny Juarez's Love and Affection until it is up for contention again next week. And you have now the final word to say anything you want to reiterate or you've disagreed with. I just want to say, you know, put out there.
Ooh.
What you got?
I guess I'll say this one here. So I've been thinking about doing something of late. It involves YouTube, and it involves like kind of like getting like a consensus, like I like long form discussions. I got to this point now where like you know, after being on A plus anime and like being on Naughty Gamers and just like even my talk with Jeff over DM, like I just like these having this long form conversations, and like but I like to keep it like on one subject, kind of similar to like the G Club. I want to do something similar to that, just have a subject, we just talk about it. And but the thing is though, I want it to be just a subject and pretty much nothing else. I don't really want promotions. I don't want this to be necessarily famous. I want it to be like a catharsis thing for people just to get something out there. Like I just saw this Death Note movie. I have opinions about it. I really want to talk about it with somebody. So it was like, I wanted to do something something that's easy. Jump on YouTube, grab a friend or two. We talk about it. It's up there if you want to see it. Not really for Spotify. Not going to be on any podcast or anything like that. No one has to edit audio. It's like something that's like, hey, I want to talk about this and like get it done. Because like I've been through these situations like too many times. Like with Zero Time Dilemma, is it's like I need someone to talk to. There's not really anyone to talk to. Or like I just need someone to talk to at the moment, and then like the moments pass, and then it's like I forget things, and it's kind of sad. So like I want to do something that involves that. So hopefully look for that in the future. It's called Fresh Off the Dome. I like the name. Yeah.
That is a good name.
That's a really good name.
That's good. All right, I endorse this. Would this be an official Irrational Passions product?
No, because I want this to be something about anything. So it could potentially get political, and I don't want that to be on something that would be on this site.
Okay, fair enough. There you go. There you have it. Let's end the show. Logan, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me on.
Especially since I texted you at 5 p.m. Said like, hey,
that's true.
Do you want a podcast tonight?
I'm always on a podcast.
Yeah, you killed it as per
usual.
usual.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Nabashin, for joining me as always. I love you guys. Winky face.
Gross.
I'll retweet that too.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you to Danny Wiesner for opening music of Two Player Co-op and our closing music of The World is Saved. If you haven't checked him out, you should.
Do it.
Because he's great. I think that's it. That's gonna do it for us. Thank you, everyone. I just want to take a minute. Thank you, everyone, for supporting the show, taking the time, retweeting when we have guests on, and being so positive, and being so nice, and sending in your questions. I really appreciate all of you.
And for support and input too.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you. That means thank you so much.
Yeah. This is
the response has been awesome. It's overwhelming. Thank you.
A warm welcome to that, and you know, it's really cool to have like a new podcast on the site again for the first time in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys are killing it. Keep
Thank
killing
you.
it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. That is it. I hope you had a good time listening, watching, viewing, talking about video games. I've been your host, Alex O'Neill. Play your games, stay rational. We will talk to you all next week.
Titles.
It's weird because last week we didn't have Tony or Scott for the titles, and I had to read them.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's super weird.
Yeah, it was weird.
Logan, Nader wants you to be on for Austies, or for Yanks One Austie.
Again.
I keep trying to be on there. I'm just waiting for the fucking invite, Nate. All right.
Sure. I was on there and I had
I know. I know.
Did you listen to that episode?
Right. I did.
We talked too much about poop. Can confirm.
Definitely a reason to watch it.
Right.
Give me some titles, Tony.
Somebody kill that dog. Yakuza is so good. Jizzing on animation. Hey, Alex, I'm coming to Extra Life.
Yo, I am
Danny
too.
Juarez is here, just watching.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
It's not okay to like both. Power on.
Boop.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. A Space Marine or whatever the hell. Hashtag that drama. Rabid versus Minions. Memes are timeless. Rickrolled Origins. And is this supposed to be scary?
Dude, Total Eclipse of the Heart, man. Come on.
Pretty good. It was
That
pretty
was
good
such
bit.
a good
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I enjoy. Hey, Alex, I'm coming to Extra Life.
Yeah, it's true because that's where everyone is at with me. Yeah, I just want to let you know I just booked my ticket. What? Who are you? I'm gonna start getting DMs like that, I bet. I like Total Eclipse of the Heart.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for that.
Cool. Logan, you know what to say. I was about to write it down. You know how to do an opening bit for this podcast. You've been on like what, 4 times?
I don't even know. I can't even count that high.
It's like you like input hit its 5th episode. I don't actually know what that number is.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I couldn't be on. I couldn't say the episode number. I was like, I don't
Yeah.
Bad news for you guys.
Scott, can you say the episode title?
No.
Oh, why, Scott?
Fair enough.
Tony, can you say the episode title?
Nope.
Why am I even here? Whenever you're ready, Logan.
What episode number is this? Just
It's
to be clear? Oh, it's at the top.
342.
Okay. Whenever I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay. Great shit. This is the Rapture and Passion podcast at 342, right?
Yeah,
That's
you're
the-
listening
that's
to
what I
this
said.
is
Okay.
whatever, however you
Okay.
want to do it. The Rational
Okay,
Podcast.
I got you. I got you.
You got it. Maybe I should have written.
This is the fucking as I was going.
I won't. All right, I'm done.
Okay. Jesus Christ. This is Irrational Podcast, episode 342.
Irrational Passions podcast.
What did I say?
All right.
The
This is
Irrational
Podcast.
Well,
Which
you know
is
what?
actually a
All right.
different podcast, so we can get into
Okay.
litigation trouble for that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay. This is the Irrational Passions Podcast, episode 342.
Total Eclipse of the Heart. I don't know how that
That's
song
not the
goes.
beat to that. Yeah. That's
Turn
You can s-
around.
Oh,
everything
yeah,
will
okay.
turn
around.
Okay, you can stop recording now. Thank everyone for watching. We love you all. Have a good night.